Ahoy, landlubbers, it's me, your Captain Vasco speaking, and I welcome you to another Friday night. Friday night's alright for partying, because Saturday night's alright for fighting, or something like that, isn't it? Isn't something like that how something goes? Anyway, it is Friday, April 12th. That's an upsetting number. This year is moving very rapidly. To get started, I wanted to share... listen, a long time ago, I started to realize that my brain does not work like a normal person's. And normal person being used very broadly here. I'm very abnormal in many ways. But, like, have you ever just, like... I feel like this normally happens to me when I'm either, like, really stressed or multitasking. But, like, has your brain ever just sort of, like, cycled through a bunch of ideas really rapidly, and then you, like, stop and think about how, like, genuinely terrible one of them is, and it's just like that kind of like my brain just generated that and then almost flew under the radar. And like this is kind of a weird thing to begin with, but like so like I have like some milk in my fridge that like just went off today. It was like fine yesterday. I was like right at the end of it, and I was like, can I use the rest of this on cereal or no? And I check, and the answer is like no, definitely not. And so like I'll normally kind of just like leave that like last bit of milk in there until I'm like ready to rinse it, because like I don't know, just I'm very like weird about like getting my hands kind of like dirty or wet, and then I feel like I have to like wash my hands, and like I don't want to wash my hands like a trillion times a day because like I already do it quite a lot. But so like normally I'll leave it in the fridge until I'm ready to rinse it, because then I'll just like do all of that thing that triggers me mentally all at once. But then, you know, like I went to pour my 100% juice apple for stream and like hit the end of that bottle too, and I was just like, well, that one, like I don't really have to worry about like that like spoiling in particular if I just like leave that in the sink as a reminder to myself to rinse that later. And then like I just had this weird thought of like, I know what I'll do. Why don't I just like take the cap off the gross awful milk and like leave that on the counter as a reminder to myself that I still have to rinse out that milk that I like had that experience with earlier. And then I'm like, nah, hang on a second. Did I just suggest to myself that I like open like a like stench bomb of gross milk and just let it permeate my fridge for the duration of my stream? That is a horrific idea. Why would that even occur to me on like even a subconscious level? Jakey says, if milk smells, don't use it. Yeah, generally good advice. Although I'm kind of with Cotillion on this too, that milk almost always smells. I mean, like, I think that's like a slight exaggeration, but like, for example, this particular container of milk has been like especially deceptive on the smell test, where like 2 days before it like passed its sell-by date, it like started smelling funky, but like the milk itself has been completely fine. It's just I don't know. It's been like a like a low grade nemesis, this particular container of milk, and so of course it is fitting for this particular container of milk to generate this like weird intrusive thought. Anyway, Rose says when milk smells like dirty feet, don't use it. What a perfect transition from last week's Salmon Max to this week's Salmon Max, because that's what we've been playing on Friday nights, are the Telltale installments of the Salmon Max adventure game series. And last week, we played Moai Better Blues, where you hop through the Bermuda Triangle, which is a portal directly to Easter Island, and there you find a group of sea monkeys who worship the subterranean hidden giant feet of the Easter Island stone heads. It was a disaster. It was that chapter is not Rafiq's finest hour, let me tell you. Yeah, the adult babies, no one liked those. No one was relating to that. Like, we spent like way too much time with the weird adult babies. And like the worst part of it is that like when you really reflect on it, the adult babies, like, didn't really have, like, a punchline to them. It's not like there was ultimately some clever joke that required them to be babies or something like that, that, like, would have justified it. But, like, even worse than that, like, they didn't, for the most part, like, really factor into the minimal plot that that particular episode has. Like, truly, that episode probably has, like, the least story of any Sam & Max installment we've played so far. By, like, a pretty good amount. And then, when you factor, like, all the time of, like, setting up the weird adult babies, and there's, like, no joke, and this not important to the plot. Like, you could, like, literally have all those same missing people just be adults on the island, and it, like, wouldn't have changed anything. It's just so weird to me that we spent so much time doing that, and it was for nothing, other than to make myself and everyone else playing and watching this game more uncomfortable. That being said, I'm pretty sure that is our baseline for quality in this entire series. Because, like, I was thinking about this today, and it's... one of the nice things about having played through this series on, like, a weekly basis for the first time in, like, over a decade is the notion that, like, even though I don't distinctly remember a lot about each individual Sam & Max chapter, the writing in these games is consistent enough that, like, I'm just sort of like, well, I have all my settings correct so I can play another one of these next Friday. And I boot it up and we play it. It's like, that's usually a good time. And definitely the worst one so far has been Moai Better Blues. Castle suggests, but Glenn Miller in a diaper. The kids will love it. Telltale writer, probably. I don't know, man. Like, Sam & Max are definitely known as a franchise for, like, dipping into, like, weird ideas that are, like, sometimes a little gross or uncomfortable, but, like, man, like, the adult babies, and then, like, to a much lesser extent, but still definitely relevant, like, the giant feet worship, like, just like a lot of, like, not great elements combined with, like, some of the weakest, like, puzzle solving and story, just like definitely the low bar. Dude says, look, you made a joke that only I got, but it was really good. Well, here's the thing, again, I'm not questioning that, although you may be the only one who got it. You might be the target audience for that joke. But would that joke still have worked if he was an adult? I feel like yes, but since I don't know what the joke was, nor do I understand it, it would have, yeah. So, like, that's ultimately the point. But really, the point is, I'm not even gonna bother recapping the story. There's not very much of it. I'll just say this. A volcano was going to erupt, we accidentally made it happen, and then we kind of stopped it. All of it was kind of ridiculous. You could go back and watch it if you want, but, like, if there's one episode to skip, it's surely that one. What we do have going for us now, hopefully everything is working. I got that right at the transition, Alcadius. Welcome. And thank you for the 80-month streak. Speaking of jokes, what did the man say when he looked outside and saw it raining loaves of bread? Loaves of burnt bread. It's toasty. I mean, if it's freshly toasted, it will definitely increase the ambient temperature of the sky. Anyway. We have completed Moai Better Blues, and it is another Friday, which means it's time to play Sam & Max Night of the Raving Dead. Now, other than the basic concept of this one, I don't remember much about it. Other than that, I have this weird, vague impression that I spent relatively little time playing it, which makes me think that maybe it's, like, easier than the average Sam & Max game, or I'm full of crap. One of those two things may be true. Or perhaps a third thing is true. So it says, it was not necessary for Glenn Miller to be a baby. The really esoteric part is that even when this game was released, the target audience likely had no idea who Glenn Miller was. Yep. Yeah. That's definitely true. Hold on, I have to blow my nose. My whole body's being really annoying today. I'll be right back. That's probably fine. We might have to do that again later, because again, my body's being really hostile today. For now, we'll make a note that nose has been annoying. I'm not sure that it had been until, like, just now. But yeah, I mean, like, the Glenn Miller thing was a reach. Like, honestly, even, Jimmy Hoffa, I feel like, was, like, kind of like, relatively well-known, but, like, also clearly of, like, another generation than what I think is, like, the target audience for Telltale Sam & Max when it was released. So, like, I don't know, man. Pollen? Nah, just spite, I think. I think it's just a spiteful day. Like, my whole body's been just, like, all sorts of stuff, man. I'm getting too graphic. Like, my metabolism has, like, goofed up my regularity. So, like, getting, like, woken up in the middle of the night to use the restroom at a time that's, like, not even remotely close to when I would normally use the restroom. Trying to get the parents to play. It feels like a weird way to go about it. I mean, you may not be wrong, Jake. I think it's more like in, like, the infamous puzzle in Day of the Tentacle, where, like, you play as, like, a couple of teenagers, right? And then, like, there's a certain point where there's a puzzle where you're supposed to, like, summon the rain for something that needs to happen in the rain. Specifically, Ben Franklin to do his experiment to prove the existence of electricity in lightning. And, like, you have to, like, trigger that to rain by, like, washing, like, ye old car. Because, like, oh, man, obviously it rains when you go out of your way to wash your car. What an inconvenient thing that, like, happens. It's like the Alanis Morissette kind of ironic. It's, like, not, like, a real cause and effect at all. But, like, it's an actual puzzle, and it's, like, that's, like, a thing that, like, maybe adults would get if they, like, thought about it in a particular way. But, like, kids playing that game, no idea. Isn't it ironic? No, I don't think so. And also, happy Friday, Justin. Let's play. I've been talking a lot. I got started late. It's fine. Maybe if this one's short, I'm just padding the stream for normal amount of time. So, as I said before the nose incident, Sam & Max, Night of the Raving Dead. Let's go. I don't know, someone must have washed the old carriage. That's what we call a callback, even though it's only from like 60 seconds ago. How many O's was that? Exactly as many as I wanted.
Sam und Max. Taking your souls will satisfy my dark masters once and for all. And then I will use my army of the undead to take over the world.
Damn you, Jurgen!
You owe me $5, Sam.
I never thought he'd go for the cheesy evil laugh.
Insolent to the last. No matter. Oh, we shall see how you make with the wisecracks after you are dead.
Knowing
Well,
Sam and
looks
Max,
like
they'll
this is
find a
it,
way.
buddy. My whole life is flashing before my eyes. I wondered where I'd left my wallet.
I can't even remember how we got here.
Come on, Max. Remember, we were back in the office, just back from Easter Island.
Wait, do the whole thing with the music and all that.
Oh, all right.
What a strange contraption. He's like bolted their feet into the ground so that the slowly moving Iron Maiden trap will kill them so they can't escape it, like James Bond or Adam West's Batman. Is that assured, or is he breaking Twitch terms of service? Well, first of all, it's like not core to the gameplay or whatever. Secondly, it's not a real person. So I think we skirt the real TOS concern. Secondly, for the sake of argument, yes, it is like one of those like muscle beach shirts that like looks like a chest and like happens to have some like unfortunate like piercings replicated on the outside of it. The
Doesn't
shirt,
being
I mean.
High Priest of Easter Island and President violate the separation of church and state?
Blasphemy! Oh, hang on. The holy water is giving me a religious vision. a goat born with an HDMI port, an unwelcome visitor. Ah, the dead walk the earth, and bells, bells, bells!
Hey, not bad. Hello, Commissioner?
Probably shouldn't drink whatever's in there. Is that Jesse James?
Lightning, a dog castle, death, a snowy egret, no, a chicken!
I think this game is rated teen. I don't think it's higher than teen, but I'm pretty sure it's not.
Speak up, Commissioner. I can't hear
Everyone.
you. We're having a zombie attack. What's that, Commissioner? Zombie attacks? Gin running George A. Romero in a big
Impossible.
T-shirt
Such a thing
outside
can't
food
happen.
Court with a $43 gift certificate. We're on the case. The Commissioner says zombie attacks are popping up all over the world like pus-filled boils on the decaying flesh of, well, a zombie.
Wait, who's attacking?
They're coming from some place called the Zombie Factory.
Oh, zombies!
It's located
Zombie
in the
attacks!
Conai
You
Ward,
wander
wherever
around
that is.
aimlessly and see what you can turn up. Meanwhile, I'll actually figure out where they're coming from.
One step ahead of you.
It's a good transition to gameplay mode. Also, it's been a while since I've paid close attention to the calendar, but it's jantastic. That's jantastic.
Brady's a lot more appealing when you can balance drinks on his head.
I do have a message.
Sybil, could you please tell Honest Abe that I'll never speak to him again in my whole life?
All right.
Ever? Even if I'm being dragged through the streets by wild donkeys? Thanks.
God, I sure hope that's not foreshadowing. Why is that sandal so big? Is that supposed to be an Easter Island statue sandal? Because if so, I feel like it should be a lot bigger. So I know the end of the last chapter implies that we got back by using Abe Lincoln's disembodied head as a flotation device. For some reason, I thought we, saw that happen at some point. But regardless of whether or not we do see it, and that is the way we got back, how did we manage to get both the, fake water cooler image giant seafloor stone and the, strange ceremonial urn from the underwater area? That's just, a lot. There's not that much space on Abe Lincoln. Wouldn't his head sink? I mean, it was implied that he floats. Could be hollow. Listen, I don't know a lot about the physics of, reanimated Lincoln Memorial head. How'd you drive to the moon? Carefully. Just, you gotta cover a lot of distance. You gotta get, a good night's sleep first. Oh no, sir, you're being let go? Good grief, I'm so sorry. Ugh. I'm glad that you are here, though. You are welcome, and we will distract you from that. In case you didn't see it...
Jantastic!
Jantastic. I know this particular moment isn't jantastic, but I feel like you would appreciate that nonetheless. He stole that hand that definitely belonged to me. How does he eat?
Hey, Leonard. Hey, Leonard.
Why does he say it like that? That's so much worse than keeping him locked up and starving him for a
Empty.
year.
I think I hear a tiny tumbleweed blowing by inside.
We sure have accumulated, too many souvenirs, which I relate to. I'm very careful not to show you any of the parts of my apartment that make it clear that I understand
Banana.
this.
Tastes great and fun to say.
I haven't checked the TV in a while. Is it still static because it doesn't have an antenna?
No signal! The zombies must have taken over the TV station!
No, we took our only antenna.
I still blame the zombies.
I also blame the zombies. I also appreciated that joke of I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you over the zombies. What's happening? Zombies! That's a very Vasco joke.
It's
I do
Sybil.
have another message.
If you see Mr. Lincoln, tell him he left his hat at my place. And P.S. He owes me a new hat rack.
I can tell that Katian and I are fully in the drift together because every time I'm about to check the answering machine, I see him comment that there's more answering machine messages. Oh, we actually get 3 this week. We haven't gotten through this whole game.
Sybil again. Tell what's his name that I haven't thought about him in months. And oh yeah, I've got men falling all over me.
That sounds uncomfortable.
Eat that, cheater. Okay, thanks, guys.
Especially if they're like large stone men. They'd probably crush you. Alright, I don't think there's anything else to do in here at this exact moment. Oh, no, wait, I lied. There is one thing.
Hey, Leonard.
Okay, we're good. We might be back here. Seems likely. Oh, there's the sock crap. We got a lot of crap from Easter Island in particular. Oh, it's like a lot of zombies.
So, the zombies drink beer. A clue, perhaps? Let's press on.
That's not pick upable. It doesn't unlock anything. It's just kind of there.
The lucky vermin.
Oh, now showing Robert Goulet's hamster, Gigi.
It's a regular carcass of sin.
I feel like there's some unspoken subtext to the fact that, like, there was sort of, like, more, like, cartoon neutrality to the world at the start of Season 1 of Sam and Max. And, like, once Max has been in office as president for a while, like, when, like, half the sidewalk is destroyed, it just stays that way. Like, stuff's not getting done.
Isn't that cute, Max? The rats have set up their own little casino.
Where's Jimmy Two Teeth? I want to show him a new sleeper hold I learned.
The boss is busy.
He can't be too busy for us. We're the ones who gave him his big break.
Not to mention various smaller fractures and sprains.
The boss is busy.
Am I allowed to, shoot zombies in the head? Is that a thing we're doing? Well, I am allowed to do it. He doesn't seem to care. Like, eventually the game stops me from doing it. That's weird.
It's closed.
Bosco went into hiding when we convinced him THEM were coming.
That is canonically true. However, when we left the end of the last chapter, it was not locked. So he came back to lock the door? Did he give a thumbs up? I didn't notice that. Oh, hang on. Let me check the bad
Zombies
news.
attack city.
So what's the bad news?
Max, look behind you.
Zombies!
That's so stupid. We're already pretty deep in the Vasco style humor. That's really good. Ooh, no traceable arsenic at Stinky's. That's a good upgrade. Stupidly awesome. Oh yeah.
The only woman I ever loved. This century, at least.
Yeah, maybe you should talk about this with your therapist.
She
is
was my therapist.
Sick burn.
Oh, good. Lamont and Wallace, you're here.
Sam and Max, actually.
Whatever. Your friend here is driving me crazy. Take him off my hands, would you?
Is Lamont a specific rabbit? Wallace could be the dog from... No. Gromit's the dog from Wallace and Gromit. Why would she use those names? Oh, she's staring directly at me.
Do you know anything about a zombie factory?
Oh, sure. I was a foreman at a zombie factory for a year while I was writing my opera.
That's
They're
a sentence.
good workers, as long as you don't let them unionize.
No, this isn't a factory that hires zombies. It's a factory that makes zombies.
Oh, well, then, did you say zombies? I thought you said elves.
Zombies giving you much trouble, Stinky?
If that is your real name.
Oh, no. They're a nuisance, but at least they eat quickly and leave. Your friend Lincoln is the real horror.
Come on, give Abe a break. He's on the rebound.
He keeps trying to pay me in Confederate money. Who does that? That doesn't even make sense.
So, have you heard from Grandpa Stinky lately?
Like, from beyond the grave?
What are you talking about? Grandpa's still on his Himalayan mountain climbing junket.
I thought you said Grandpa Stinky was on an around-the-world cruise.
Let's watch as the spider tries to free herself from her own web of lies.
Oh, he sent me a postcard. His cruise was hijacked by Sherpa terrorists. They
Likely
ended up
story.
making him their god, and now they're following him on a quest to scale the world's tallest peaks.
Well, her story does seem to hold up.
It was pretty nice of Grandpa Stinky to leave his entire restaurant empire to you.
Some empire. Zombies, deadbeat ex-presidents, trivia cheaters. Makes me wonder if it was worth the effort.
If what was worth the effort?
Oh, nothing.
Still not entirely sure what the effort was. Lamont from Sanford and Sons. I'll be honest, I know a lot of random TV facts. I don't know very much about Sanford and Sons. Do they have like a dog named Lamont?
What's with a sun lamp, woman who will call Stinky for the sake of convenience?
So that's what that is. Oh, I mean, of course, that's what that is. Have to look my best, you know.
The magazine set such an unrealistic standard of beauty for grandpa murderers.
I like that there's this like weird implication that Stinky is like just like a habitual liar, but like not, she's like forced to do it. Like she's aware that she has to do it, but she just like has to lie about everything and seems suspicious. A human friend named Lamont. I feel like I feel like this might be a Glenn Miller baby joke that's just like gone over our collective heads, or it could just be nothing. But like, it's not like Lamont and Wallace sound like Sam and Max, so I just wonder why you choose those two names. It feels to me like it should be a reference to one or more animals that may or may not be cartoons.
Can we have your sun lamp?
What could you possibly need it for?
Max needs a UV bulb for his teeth bleaching regimen.
You think a smile this white comes naturally?
Well, go ahead. I'm done with it.
What's a sun lamp doing in a restaurant?
We
Did
didn't even
you think
have
the
that
food
level.
wasn't hazardous enough without the threat of melanoma?
Oh, that. I was just going through some of the old things Stinky, Grandpa, had in storage. I need a big box for packing things that need to be sent away.
Just like the way she says like every word is like needlessly suspicious. I need a box to send things away.
We'd like to order something.
Supplies are low because of the zombie attack, so, we're probably out.
You do realize that's not going to stop us, right?
Go
We're doing a
ahead.
bit. We don't actually want to eat.
The special.
Ah, my special gooey molasses tar cake. It's an ancient family recipe.
Ancient?
You've heard of the La Brea tar pits, of course, but have you ever tasted them?
If they
So,
taste
I'll
anything
take
like
2
they smell,
slices.
they're fart.
Sorry, I used up the blowtorch on some zombies who didn't tip. It's impossible to cut. You're welcome to look at it, though. Just don't touch.
Crab and salamander enchiladas in green sauce.
Sal, I want Lou Dobbs and Greta Van Susteren doing double dutch on the back of a rogue elephant.
Tuna noodle casserole with onion rings.
Get me one Rudy Giuliani with no pants and sequined garters. And a tuna noodle casserole with onion rings.
That's a stupid joke as well.
Seared grouper in a maple syrup reduction with bacon-wrapped dates and toffee chips. Served on a bed of Venezuelan newspaper clippings.
Sal,
That sounds
number
awful.
3.
Chicken chow mein with chocolate-covered raisins and a caramel swirl.
Sal, get me a hyperactive spider monkey in a powder blue cardigan, and why don't we go ahead and wrestle him to the ground and tickle him till he pees?
I have got to see what goes on in this kitchen.
I feel like that last order just sounds like one of those like random tangents that Sam shouts when he gets excited.
Chicken chow mein with chocolate-covered raisins and a caramel swirl.
Sal,
That definitely sounds like, doesn't it? Like when he gets like the orders from the commissioner or whatever, just sounds like one of those things he just shouts
Nothing
that
for us,
don't
thanks.
typically mean anything.
Bye.
Is this the... Oh my god, hitbox.
What's this sticky black goo?
That's my gooey molasses tar cake. It's a recipe handed down through my family for centuries.
All the way back from the primordial ooze, from the looks of it.
If it's so difficult to cut, is it really edible? Can I actually take this?
Want to help me carry this thing around, Max?
I just want the bulb. Did you just get deja vu?
Just close your eyes and it'll pass. Looks like an old-style sun lamp.
For turning yourself brown and leathery from the comfort of your own home.
I think the deja vu was supposed to be a reference to taking the black light bulb from Sam & Max Hit the Road.
What's shaking, Abraham?
She's gone. Left me.
Uh-huh.
Who's gone?
Sybil!
Of course she left you. She dumped you like yesterday's breakfast when she caught you macking on the Moai heads.
I was sure it was just one of her moods.
Come on, Abe. Take it like a man. Think of all the advantages of being single.
Like what?
You've got total freedom.
Complete lack of direction.
You can do what you want when you want. You answer to nobody.
And nobody cares if you die.
I really think Max is selling this
You can
one.
meet lots of new people.
And have a never-ending string of shallow, unfulfilling encounters.
We seem to be working at cross purposes, Max.
Maybe, but this way I get to annoy two people at once.
Wow, that's really well put.
Do you know anything about a zombie factory?
Do you mean like a factory that comes to life after it's been shut down, cranking out products in a hideous parody of actual production, destroying other factories it comes into contact with?
No, that's not what we're looking for.
But I wish we were.
This is a very Sam & Max type of like repeated dialogue of like every person that you can ask this question to just has like a different interpretation of the basic concept, and you're like, no, like I have a particular thing in mind, and you're just doing shtick. Which is appropriate for them to occasionally turn it on Sam & Max, who are usually the ones like doing the shtick to annoy people. See the previous conversation of trying to cheer Abe Lincoln up.
Keep a stiff, hairless upper lip, Abe.
Always.
Well, we'll probably need that tart cake at some point. So is this a situation where I have to like figure out where the zombie factory is before I can do anything? Hey, cops.
Hey, cops. Do you know...
Hi there. Are you tired of paying a lot for your internet service?
What?
Yes.
No, not really.
Well, those days are over. Welcome to a new type of internet access. SOL.
So simple even a zombie could use it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wait. Hold on. Something seems a little off. You have to go to Easter Island again. Don't even joke, Jakey. We're never going back.
Do you know anything about a place called the Zombie Factory?
Processing. We have gathered extensive marketing data on zombies.
Zombies need an easier, less expensive way to access the internet. That's why we developed Stuttgart Online for the greatest concentration of newly active zombies, Stuttgart, Germany.
You've unlocked a new area.
What'd he say that for?
We do not know. He has been like this ever since the accident.
Max, when I'm done yammering, remind me we gotta drive to Stuttgart. Quick like a zombie.
Drive to Stuttgart. Right. Forgot it already.
You're selling the internet to zombies?
Not just the internet, but much, much more.
From trivia to music, lifestyles to death styles, and inventive new recipes for brains, Stuttgart Online is the premier online zombie destination.
Didn't we destroy the internet?
Luckily, Al Gore was able to recreate the internet from his original plan.
Oh, there's a joke
What's on the
that
internet
people
that
may
would
not even
interest a
get
drone-in,
anymore.
glassy-eyed zombie anyway.
Al Gore recreated the internet in his own image.
What's so great about Stuttgart Online?
It's the fun, easy-to-use online experience for zombies and zombies at heart.
Now tell me something. Does Stuttgart Online in any way resemble us putting on goggles while driving our car down the same endless Flintstones repeating street?
What happened to Bluster Blaster?
There was a processing. Accident while developing our latest invention.
I'm fine, Sam. Haddock is the best kind of fish. I'm fine, Sam.
We regret any inconvenience this may have caused.
I'm fine, Sam. Thanks for asking.
But I didn't... You just sort of offered that haddock comment out of nowhere, and I don't really know how to interpret that.
Can you guys fix Bluster Blaster?
They had me fixed before they brought me home.
As long as you don't Google, the internet should be fine. That's true. We all know that the internet is stored in a single black box, and that the one thing that can most easily destroy it is Googling Google, as it will create like a recursive search loop.
We just want to pimp our car.
We no longer offer car upgrades.
Our income
No,
has been
pimple
lower
car.
than previously forecast.
But this neighborhood has the highest accident rate in 5 states.
We have spent a lot of this year out of town, Max.
Oh, right.
So we've devoted our resources to developing the ultimate online experience. SOL.
After all this time, you're not offering any car upgrades?
None at all.
We regret the inconvenience.
There's our new invention.
It is much too dangerous.
Intrigued? Go on.
It's the super high-powered antenna for wireless internet access while on the road.
There are problems.
Using it
There
could
are
result in
problems.
catastrophic electrical failure and spontaneous explosion of your vehicle.
That usually happens
And
anyway.
what are the problems?
Jakey says, yes, and that black box is held by a red-headed woman at a company in the UK. Yes, we all know this. If you've never seen the IT crowd, it's very good. And also, what is being referenced.
We'll take that super high-powered antenna.
We spent our entire savings on development.
We can only give it to you if you help us market SOL. Take the
how do we do
provided
that?
CD launcher and use it to give installation discs to zombies throughout the city.
Where do they
We like
put the
marketing.
discs?
And we love shooting things.
I like wearing short pants.
Would you like to begin driving now?
I'm a little concerned about Bluster Blaster.
Affirmative.
Initiating augmented reality driving sequence.
Why would you need augmented reality for literally shooting physical objects at zombies? This one's like actually... Oh my god, it's Paperboy.
Hello, and welcome to the Pimpler Car Marketing Challenge.
I want to shoot things.
Please deliver the magic of SOL to the displayed number of zombies.
We'll make mad bank.
And you must do it in the allotted time.
Ready?
Go!
That's very good noise. Definitely do not have the hang of how far in advance I need to fire these off. Nope. Not even a little. Kind of close, but like, no. We might be here a minute. This isn't the most egregious minigame example by any stretch, but, I'm not doing good.
No more clock.
Oh, I think I actually would have got it with that last one if the time had, like, just
Would
run
you
out.
like to try again?
It was, like, way
You bet.
closer than I
We're just
expected
getting
that to be
warmed
in the end.
Excellent. Initiating do-over sequence.
Ready? Go!
Okay, didn't let me... Oh, boy. Anyone see a weird geometric shape that I don't have any explanation for? Oh shoot, I could do the other side of the street, huh? I don't think that would change anything. sort of getting the hang of this. Definitely not aspiring to do any sort of
New
additional
decal applied.
high score thing. Oh, there. Okay. The weird floating shape that I don't have any control over was a decal. We didn't get any decals in the last chapter. I think they were available.
Well done. We've installed your new super high-powered antenna.
We cannot be held liable for any injury or loss of life.
I'm liking the sound of this more and more.
Please demonstrate the operation of the antenna to our big winners.
Not the light. I don't want to see the bright light again.
Very well. You get to figure it out for yourself.
Very well, we've decided not to help you. Fair.
Where are we headed, Sam?
Let me look at my cool decals. I don't have very many of them. What do we think that is? It's just like a kite? It's a weird shape. I think we're probably good to go to Stuttgart, but realize we didn't try something that probably won't result in anything, but I want to check anyway. Which is, can we call anyone? Most notably, perhaps Sybil? Yeah, like, box kite is my best guess, but it seems random. That doesn't mean it isn't a box kite. I just wonder why we chose that, of all things.
Can you hear me now?
It's another reference that I wonder if people still get. Oh, I hit light switch instead of door. Alright, well, it's gonna be dark in here, but we'll save energy. Hey, Keen, welcome to the stream. How's it going? We have to go to a zombie factory. I hope you are prepared. Just to be clear, still can't take this?
Zombie's beer stein.
Can I shoot it? Let's see if we can figure out this super antenna.
Where are we headed, Sam?
Let's go to
Let's
Stuttgart.
go to Stuttgart.
Jawohl!
Yes, we did get a light bulb. We took it out of the sun lamp in Stinky's. We asked her about it earlier, and she said she didn't care what happened to it, but we didn't want to take the whole lamp, so we just took the light bulb. Much like how you at home paid for the whole seat, but only need the edge.
Very atmospheric. You think this is the big spooky castle the locals were wailing and stammering about?
Could be. Hey, look. There's a gaggle of zombies.
Politely lining up outside. Ooh, classy.
Yeah, Europeans make the most refined undead. This must be the place.
Whee!
I can't tell if he's supposed to be barfing or asking us to tithe. Both are scary.
Maybe he's supposed to be an embittered waiter spitting on our food.
Even scarier.
Maybe he wants us to put a tithe in his barf bowl. Is that possible? What do you think the correct collective noun for a group of zombies is? Gaggle? As suggested?
There's a pack of clove cigarettes in here.
Clove cigarettes?
Gilroy's brand garlic clove cigarettes.
For that extra stink.
Who
of
is that for?
sophistication.
Oh, sweet. An open grave. Dibs.
Get anything good, Sam?
Looks like the deadbeat undertakers and opportunistic German rats got to him first. Brain's in decent shape, though.
Are we just gonna... That's cool and normal. I mean, that'll definitely be of use to us. We definitely have some undead-associated items right off the bat.
It says Ascanio Sobrero, 1812 to 1888. Discoverer of nitroglycerin. It says Ascanio Sobrero, continued.
Okay.
It says Moohoo Man, 1972 to 1978. Peace at last. Here lies someone important and tall.
And anorexic from the looks of it.
When they put a stone slab over your corpse, you know they really don't want you coming back.
Either that or they've underestimated your strength. Maybe both.
A coffin that's been opened from the inside.
Wait, you mean zombies?
Well, I mean, that's traditionally more like vampires. But yeah, sure. Got some suggestions. Notion says collective noun would be rot if slow, horde if fast. Horde if fast? I feel like I most commonly hear horde for slow zombies. I don't see that many fast zombie things, to be fair. Why's the plural of mouse, mice? But you can't live in a semi-detached heights. English is bad. Very large horde would be an apocalypse. That's fair. Hey, tangentially related. Anyone out there watching X-Men 97? Because, like, oh my god. What the heck happened there? I can't really say more than that because it's incredibly large spoilers, but, like, yeah, it's forever and ever.
To the zombie factory.
Oh, hello, sir, Mr. President.
Agent Super Bowl!
It's been too long. Spooky horse? Bad horse?
The place is being overrun with zombies.
Yes, ladies' night is always packed. The master is a genius at promotion.
The master? Uh-oh. Are we playing... Have we entered Manos, the Hands of Fate? Gambit in a crop top. The least of our worries. But also, some people are very concerned about Gambit in a crop top, for sure. Is that a Young Frankenstein reference with the horse? Maybe.
We're here on official freelance police business, Super Bowl.
Let us in!
Sorry, sir. We're at capacity. You'll have to wait in line. The master insists.
We really need to get in.
The line won't move any faster if you keep interrupting me, sir.
The line's not moving at all, Super Bowl.
I don't see your point, sir.
Maybe a few Washingtons will help speed up.
What about a really big Lincoln?
Or even a Lincoln?
I hope you're not trying to bribe me, sir.
Let us in.
You'll have to wait in line. The master insists.
Who's in charge here?
Master Jurgen, the greatest leader ever.
You said the same thing about Hugh Bliss and the evil president.
This is different. Master Jurgen has a castle.
He does
That's
have
true.
a
It's
point.
hard to argue that.
What is this place, anyway?
The zombie factory. Master Jurgen's ancestral home. Garrison of his undead army. Best doors in all of Baden-Württemberg.
I really feel like the European inhabitants of the countryside would not have taken kindly to the local castle being a zombie factory for untold centuries.
Super Bowl. Super Bowl. We'll be back.
Take your time. We're very crowded tonight.
So is the idea that I have to, like, scare off all the zombies or otherwise get them out of line? Can I put, like, brain in trash and they'll all go over there?
Just reach in and snatch it. Then I'd be out of brain.
So I want to put the brain someplace where I can trap them. It is funny. Like, there's a distinction, right? We play, like, a decent number of adventure games on this channel, and, like, often you'll get, like, an item like knife that feels like it could solve many, many problems, and you're only allowed to do, like, one very specific thing with it. It's kind of funny that, like, by default, the only item you ever have in Sam & Max games is Big Gun. And it's very uncommon to use it.
Not happening.
Dude says, I'll be honest, I probably would have just said the name over and over for like 2 minutes. Sometimes I get in that mood. I'm a little more conscious of my use of time while streaming, but sometimes I would definitely still do that while streaming. I mean, presumably it's not put brain in open grave because it started there.
Nuh-uh. Nothing's gonna have any effect on solid stone.
Okay, this is kind of a wild idea, but we'll try it. Are we gonna, like, rethrow the brain up there?
Something
okay, that actually worked.
I'm proud we found a non-violent solution to our problem.
Yes, ripping the brain from a freshly buried corpse was the start of a kinder, gentler Sam & Max.
Listen,
Next.
they were already dead, and thus not
be us.
using it.
Sorry, sir. You'll have to leave any hazardous items outside. Garlic clove cigarettes, not allowed. Holy water, taboo. You'll have to throw them away.
Do we have holy water?
Let us in.
Very well. Have your IDs ready, please.
Do we have those?
Yes, sir.
Welcome, creatures of the night, to the zombie factory.
Is there a musical number? Or did we stop doing those entirely? Sniper Justice says, reminds me of the
Seems
funny
to be
moment
some
with
sort of
killing of
zombie
Yukels in
discotheque.
Siberia
Discotheque.
3.
Welcome to the 80s, Sam. We've been waiting for you.
You might have to be more specific. I was constantly trying to kill those Yukels. And they deserved it.
Do I smell new blood?
It kind of looks like he's got a belt made out of dynamite.
DJs, I presume.
We're
But
Sam
I
and
think it's
Max,
blood.
freelance zombie hunters.
Ah, yes, the big players from the Midtown Cowboys.
Bit
Ah,
players?
reputation precedes
We're the
us.
stars.
Stars? Please stop, you'll make me to giggle. Oh, look at me, I'm so edgy and subversive. Only Herr Featherly is truly acquainted with the darkness.
So what's your
Nani?
story, Emo?
I am Jürgen. I am not surprised you don't know me. No one truly knows.
I really hate that painting a lot.
And this is my army of the undead.
Imposing.
With every soul I take, my army grows larger. Oh, I did not just reveal my master plan.
Well, that was easy. Backfoul, monster! We're here to put a stop to your evil scheme.
Yeah, cut it out with the zombies already.
Yeah, stop it.
So many others have tried. That is how you say, played, yo. Now you must excuse me, for I am away to dance.
I never knew vampires were so fruity.
Not all vampires, Max. Just the European ones.
I want to say there's something where, like, you can try and just, like, approach him and he just, like, disappears and goes somewhere else on the dance floor.
Excuse
It
us,
may only
Mr.
be if you try to do
Vampire Prince.
violence.
We're here to destroy you.
And everything you stand for.
Have you learned nothing? You can never destroy me without destroying the source of my power.
You're really bad at this. You have a... We're just, like, casually chatting here. You have, like, a source of power? What is it? And maybe how do I destroy
Where
it?
is the source of your power exactly? Just curious.
Yeah, we just want to look at it.
Americans, the source of my power is not something you can buy and own. It is my style. The zombies love me because of my rhymes, my moves, my staying always on top of the latest trends.
A list of 3
Style
things.
is the only thing that is truly immortal, apart from vampires, which I am also.
That joke didn't age. On the contrary, it aged very badly. I presume you mean the, like, fruity vampires joke? Yeah, that's not... That's like a super early 2000s approach to things. Is this club a reference to the 90s where every club had factory in the name? Probably. That was a common thing. Why does the painting have fingers in the things? That is precisely why I hate the painting. I do appreciate that one of the things has keys on it, as if acting like a keychain, but at the same time, I still hate it, like, extremely very much.
So, you're big fans of Midtown Cowboys over here?
Ja, is Deutschland's most popular program. All the young people in the gymnasium wear the t-shirt which read, "You probably hide the cow."
It's much funnier in
Herr
German, I
Federley's
think.
world is eternal confusion and pain. I appreciate the show on another level, of course, which is why the zombies love me.
New location unlocked.
What was that?
You haven't heard the newest club hit, New Location Unlocked? Oh, you are so tragically unhip.
I don't know why this episode in particular is really fixated on, like, characters, like, over-signaling that you have new locations. But I do appreciate you're in a club and, like, you get a video game notification and, like, it's just a song, y'all. Oh, you're right. He does just like put his fingers in his like animation loop. That's not good either. But like also the painting is doing that. So it's like immortalized there, and anytime you see the painting, it's doing that.
Not to pry, but are you having a grand mal seizure?
Get me a belt so I can put it under his tongue.
You clumsily refer to my dancing, I presume. No surprise that you do not appreciate my moves. But my people recognize me as Uberfly. Witness! See that? That is power, my American friends.
No, I think that's like the Budweiser commercial. Is it possible we found the most dated Sam and Max chapter? Alright, give me the specific list of your powers again.
End you, Jorgen. And incidentally, what was the source of your power again?
It is my style. The
Right.
zombies love me because of
Rhymes,
my rhymes,
moves,
my
fashion.
moves, my staying always on top of the latest trends.
You call that dancing? If my sciatica weren't acting up, I'd show you some real dancing.
Oh, you don't know how lucky you are, Jurgen. The sight of Sam trying to dance. Oh, the horror.
Your empty threats bore me. Now, be gone, so my zombie posse and I can rock this house party to the break of dawn.
Ah!
You dance like a flounder just pulled up on deck.
Flounders aren't as sickly pale as this guy, though.
Yeah, whatever. My people know who's got the moves. Jürgen does.
You know, for a master of style, you don't seem all that great.
Yeah, you're just kind of dated and mopey. I don't get the thrall.
Well, my zombies know how late it is. I speak to the bleakness of our existence. Winner of MTV Bavaria's most doleful lyrics competition for 270
Good competition.
years running.
You've got a castle and a zombie army. What have you got to be down about?
Yeah, we're at least twice as miserable as you are.
Would you like to prove it?
How do we do that?
Every night is open mic night at the Zombie Factory. You may try your pitiful best to win over my audience, and then I will assault them with my freestyle melancholy, and they will continue to be in my thrall.
How do we know you won't cheat?
I never cheat. Yes, some of my rivals have been found with the blood drained from their bodies, but
Coincidence.
that's mere coincidence.
Coincidence.
Oh, it's on.
Oh, very well, but I always emerge victorious. I gather one could say, it's in my blood?
Or it could be in one of the blood vials situated around the belt region.
Euro freaky.
Don't let him psych you out, little buddy. Let's show him how the real goths do it.
What's with the banjo?
I'm going for Southern Gothic. My name is,
Count Cryptid Death Grasp.
Crypt Wind Death Grasp.
And I'm,
Baron Bat Anguish Von Nightmare.
Baron Bat Anguish Von Nightmare.
And we're gonna kick it out awkward style, yo. We're the freelance grave robbers and we're ready to go, see?
It's not going good. We'll knock you out deader than Bela
We'll knock
Lugosi.
you out deader than Bela Lugosi. We got more rhymes than you can beg, steal, or borrow.
Our world is endless torment and
The
sorrow.
world is endless torment and sorrow.
Despair.
You bloodsucker MCs best get out of our way.
Because all creation ends in death and decay. I'm just trying to go for like the most front door goth lyrics. There's a lot of weird choices.
Because all creation ends in death and decay.
Entropy, G.
Weep, children of the
Entropy,
night.
G.
What? You have managed to impress my brainless zombies. No matter. I will still defeat you most easily. But first, an energy drink.
Hey, no fair.
To taste the blood of one who believes he has beaten me. It is energizing, intoxicating. Our world is endless torment and sorrow. All creation ends in death and decay. Bela Lugosi is dead.
Hey, you just stole our rhymes.
Don't think it's a tough crowd.
But how I say it. I am smooth like coffin of velvet.
I'm gonna need to... Give me a second. Accessibility settings? I'm gonna go ahead and turn off those flashing visual effects. On the main screen starting the game, there's like a thing that says like, you could turn it off. It's like actually a lot more annoying than I thought it would be. It's not any of this. It was like the background over here. There was like a horrific strobe light that didn't seem to kill anybody. But, boy, did I not care for it. A Pelosi reference. Yeah. We're trying to hashtag date this entire game as hard as we can.
There's some poetry inscribed on this coffin. My dark mistress longs for death, to return to her velvet sepulchre, her only passion the void's embrace, or else she'd reply to my letters.
That's poetry?
I didn't say it was good poetry.
I need to know that. Wait, is there an important plaque on top of this bookcase?
There's a poem inscribed on this bookcase.
What's it say?
It's been worn down. I can't read it.
That doesn't even rhyme.
This one doesn't have a
making
poem
these
on it.
fake books would at least try to make them look real.
I mean, there's clearly a bunch of crosses on there. Looks like... I'm sorry, typewriter ribbon?
That's odd. Somebody dropped a typewriter ribbon.
What good is that? What we really need are healing herbs.
Well, that answers the question as to whether or not that was a Resident Evil reference. Can I take a shortcut to visit Santa?
A fireplace with no fire, no logs, and no chimney.
Nothing suspicious here. Let's keep looking.
Really not sure what to do with that typewriter ribbon. If it weren't for Resident Evil, I'm not sure anyone other than my mom in chat would know what that is, or what to do with it. So, like, do I need to get Max to, like, eat these cigarettes so that he'll become poisonous to Jurgen? Because I don't think there's smoking in this game, but I could be proven wrong.
Nah, I can't condone smoking for anyone.
Except cool people.
Not even them.
Maybe I can get Max to eat this typewriter ribbon. Don't run away from me, Max. I'm trying to do a thing.
I'm pretty sure this is useless.
No, I guess I'll go... Well, hang on. I haven't actually activated Super Antenna. I don't know if that's how this works.
Wow, the cops actually installed something well for once. I won't be able to just pull it off.
So I do want to remove it then? I don't immediately feel like I have need for it, but maybe it's just a lightning rod or something?
We're not leaving, are we?
Let's go to the TV studio.
Go to the WARP studios.
Oh boy!
It's a really hazardous drive. I do not care for windy mountain driving. I have not done much of it, but what I have done has not been pleasant. Oh my god, aqua bears. There's like a pirate riding a whale back there. And it just says nautical in big letters.
You're here. Let's get this started. A very special Midtown Cowboys. Scene 4, take 1 in 5, 4...
Hang on.
Ugh! I can't act like this!
Actors. Oh, fine. Take 5, everyone. Just come talk to me when you're ready.
I'm not sure how or why we're back here, but I'm very pleased. And let's take a look around.
The episode. Hello, Bessie. Still not speaking to me? I see.
Between this and Leonard's steak charm in our closet, I feel like Sam's having a weird day.
Look, Max, it's our old co-star, Philo Pennyworth.
Featherly. The name is Featherly.
I thought you didn't like us calling you by your character name.
Are you method acting or something?
Hardly. I've legally changed my name to Mr. Featherly.
Philo Featherly?
No, Mr. Featherly. It simplifies the licensing contracts considerably.
What happened to your love of the theater?
Let me see. I could play Torvald in a doll's house 2 shows a night for an entire year, and still not make as many euros as I get from licensing a single poster of my beak. Not my face, just the beak.
I'm a little concerned about that.
Did you know you're really popular in Germany?
Did I know? It changed my life. That ill-conceived dalliance in prismatology left me penniless.
You should have thought about a nest egg.
When I was poor, I would have taken offense at that. Now I say ha. Ha. Ha.
Do you have any crazy fans?
A Miss Greta Grunwald of Cologne. She insists on sending me scandalous photos of herself with messages about how she enjoys dark meat.
That's pretty upsetting.
Oh, Greta! She keeps sending me messages about Hassenpfeffer.
With your new popularity, do you need some freelance bodyguards?
No. If Ms. Pandemic rejects my application to be her suitor,
Nani?
I may need to call on Miss Grunwald. A wise actor must adapt and adjust.
We're just gonna let that... We have no questions about why he is proposing a relationship with Civil Pandemic?
Are you ready for a new season of Midtown Cowboys?
I've been ready for several months, but the director insisted that you two appear, for some unfathomable reason. Didn't you receive her phone calls?
Well, we have been busy.
Becoming president, saving the world, deleting random messages from the answering machine.
I mean, listen, the only messages on my answering machine were from Sybil, so there's actually kind of a lot going on there.
What's the secret to a great performance?
The true art of theater is all about improvisation.
An oral surgeon from Houston during the French Revolution.
Well now, missy, looks to me like what y'all got is an impacted molar. Damn you, Robespierre! And scene. Do you understand? A great actor must be ever prepared for any eventuality.
There's clearly something here where, like, we have to prompt him to be some inane character.
Do you have any more acting tips for us?
It's hardly complicated. Just follow my lead and don't touch anything.
Sounds like Sam's prom night.
Break a leg.
Or worse.
It seemed like there's as many things to interact with. Last time, there would have been some benefit to looking around before taping, but I don't think so.
What's going on here exactly?
Oh, nothing special. Just the biggest episode of Germany's top-rated television show, that's all.
Schnitzel time mit Regis und Katharina Lee?
Not anymore. Didn't you get my phone messages? Midtown Cowboys is a surprise hit in Germany.
What's the episode about?
It's the climactic Mr. Featherly's intervention episode.
Sounds hilarious.
This is no laughing matter. This is quite possibly the most important episode of television ever made.
It's
no
good to see
hyperbole.
the television industry tackling important social issues like addiction.
Right, social issues, whatever. I'm talking about product placement. This is going to be pure gold.
Okay, I think I might have an idea of where this is going. Jakey says Regis and Kathy Lee very dated. I know, we're on a roll. We're like really dating the crap out of this. Although in fairness, Regis und Katharina Lee, very different, legally distinct, probably.
How do we get in on all this licensing money?
You don't. You signed away all your rights to your image when you filmed the Chef Bessie episode.
I don't remember signing anything.
So that's what all that fine print said.
Besides, I don't see you two as TV stars. Start smaller, like with comic books or video games.
Wow, harsh.
What happened to all the other shows in this studio?
I want to go on Cooking Without Looking again.
They've all been canceled. The entire studio is devoted to Midtown Cowboys and its spin-offs now.
There are spin-offs of Midtown Cowboys?
Naturally, Downtown Cowgirls, That's So Bessie, Midtown Cowboys Special Heifers Unit, and of course the sensitive and heartbreaking Midtown Shepherds.
I wish I knew how to quit watching that.
I don't think you're allowed to air Downtown Cowgirls on network television.
What's our motivation?
Your motivation is to not get fired. Just read your lines from the cue cards, keep away from the props, and follow Featherly's lead. He's the one who's selling the t-shirts and soundtrack CDs.
We're ready to start filming.
So that's why it's all about improv.
All right, people, places, everyone. Let's make some money. Art. Let's make some art.
Tonight, a very special episode of Midtown Cowboys.
Do they even do very special episodes anymore? They probably don't call them that.
Can't we just ignore the problem and hope it will go away?
Mr. Featherly needs our help, pal. Oh, there he is now.
I must have left my bag in here. I knew it. I knew you were hiding a cow.
That's
nah,
right,
it's
Mr.
our personal chef
We have
again.
been hiding a cow.
But you've been hiding something much worse.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
For the love of God, Mr. Featherly, stop with the lies!
Just look what you're doing to Bessie. We saw what's inside your bag.
How do you explain this?
Old Gutsmack brand malt liquor?
We see you drinking it all the time.
All right, I admit it. I am addicted. Oh, how could I not be? It's got the smooth hickory-aged taste that makes
Gross.
every night a special night.
It sounds delicious.
Let's go buy some right now!
Boys, aren't you forgetting something?
Cow?
Right, about that.
Looks like you'll need to buy 3 bottles of Old Gutsmack brand malt liquor. Cows love it too.
What is that?
And
Well,
cut.
As the great Lee Strasberg once said, cha-ching.
The last time that we had one of those, we had the opportunity to, like, interact in the middle of the scene. What I think I need to do is put cigarettes in the bag, I guess, and then try to do the scene. Because if I make cigarettes, like, garlic cigarettes super popular in Germany, then Jurgen will seem uncool for being unable to have them because he is a vampire.
How are the ratings for the last episode?
Through the roof. Everybody who's anybody in Germany is watching the show.
I can finally release a set of limited edition Spaten forks with my face on them.
I don't know what that is.
We want to film another episode of the show.
Sure, why not? Repackage it as an alternate take. It'll be huge. All right, let's go, people.
Hooray for do-overs.
For the love of God, Mr. Featherly, stop with the lies!
Just look what you're doing to Bessie. We saw what's inside your bag.
How do you explain this?
Gilroy's brand garlic clove cigarettes?
Admit you have a problem.
All right, I admit it. I am addicted. But how could anyone resist? A lung full of garlic-flavored smoke. They taste good, and they're good for you.
What a heart-smart smoking choice.
And they make you look so cool. Let's buy some.
Wow. Sounds like Bessie wants her own pack of Gilroy's brand garlic clove cigarettes.
And that's a wrap.
See that, boys? That is acting.
Cool Germans say yeah to garlic clove cigarettes. The name Gilroy brand cigarettes is actually kind of funny. There's a city, I think it's like closer to upstate California, called Gilroy. That's like the garlic capital of California, if not the country or something. But like, they're known for having like a garlic festival and growing a bunch of garlic up there. And like sometimes when my friends and I used to take road trips up to San Jose to see a friend and play Magic up there, like we would just like drive past Gilroy with the windows down and just be like, yep, it's garlic here. Yep. Now I'm just kind of curious. Will it let me like put like typewriter ribbon in the bag?
I don't think that really belongs in the bag.
Well, I'm glad that we could complete this farce together. Let's go see how Germany's doing. Actually, can we go in any of these other doors? We go to downtown Cowgirls?
That way. It breaks the illusion.
You wanted to go to Gilroy when you visited years ago?
Around. Record the scene or get out.
There was definitely a sign somewhere around there that was like prominently advertising like garlic ice cream, which I didn't have, and I'm not sure that I want to, frankly. Oh yeah, Jake, you mentioned it there in chat too. Yeah, I might as well try the sun lamp, although I feel like if I can't use typewriter ink, like the light bulb's probably an even longer long shot.
I don't think that really belongs in the bag.
Alright, to Germany! I like that they didn't even bother like changing the names on the doors.
Let's go to Stuttgart.
Good, now I just have some alcohol in my pocket and I don't have to put it in the trash can every time I go in.
Yeah, zombie guys. I'm so down with the smoking, yo. Smooth.
Not so cool now, are you, Master Jurgen?
It is but a minor setback. My zombies still know who is the master of style, am I right? Yeah.
Immediately sure how to sabotage his dancing. Oh, hang on. There's a hitbox for floating chandelier.
Disco will never die!
Not sure why that happened, but okay. Can I replace this with the sun lamp bulb or something?
It only fits in a light socket.
Do I have access to... Okay, wait. What's going on over
Why
here?
do they always have bottles of water at raves?
Because of all the drugs, Sam.
Then we better take one.
As far as I know, that is the correct answer, yes. This is fine to understand why you wanted the sun lamp. Not so fast today. But listen, Katan, that's the beauty of adventure games, is you just take whatever the game will let you have and then you figure it out later. For me, it's a selling point.
Just when you thought things couldn't get any better. Undead fish.
Well, I guess you never have to flush them, which is probably a pro. Can't buy any light sticks. You do not want to sell me death sticks.
Ready to drop some fat beats or something?
Nah, I'm okay. I went before we left.
Whoa, wait, what on the face of the earth?
Razors.
I beg your pardon? What is happening here?
Torment.
Oh, we're gonna have a lot of fun pressing every single button on this board.
Embrace. Blood.
For some reason, this reminds me of... There's this time I went on a date to the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, which does like movie screenings in like the relatively famous Hollywood graveyard. I saw like the original Bedeviled or whatever, and when we were like waiting for it to start, they were playing like just like this random techno song that sounded a little bit like the background music to this, but like first it was like a fully like instrumental like techno dance song, except that it had two sound effects sort of intermittently sort of coming in and out, and one was just like a crow or some kind of bird like randomly cawing, and the other was like a woman like moaning in ecstasy, and I'm like, what is the bird doing to that woman? I do enjoy, of those buttons so far,
Razors.
I do enjoy a button that just says razors very dramatically, I agree. Yeah, I think bedazzled is what I mean. I wanted to say that, but for some reason my brain was like, no, that's the, like, jewel device from the early 2000s or whatever.
Death.
I wish it didn't, like, default back to the corner every time I pushed a button.
Parents.
Parents? Why is there a parents button?
Sub-Zero.
Dummy thick.
That's gotta just be a straight-up Mortal Kombat reference.
Sepulcher.
Oh, okay. Is that what we're doing? I enjoy the use of sound effects. Particularly... It's a good sequence.
She's even stronger than my mom.
We're definitely taking a go at building our own Hollywood Forever Cemetery song. I can't, it's like a really hard thing. Like, obviously I could never find that specific song again, because like, how would you ever find the name of it? But there was something so like uncomfortably like magical about that, and like my date like 100% didn't think it was nearly as funny as I did. I'm like, this is like the funniest song I've ever heard, and she's like, why are you talking to me? It wasn't a good date, incidentally. I don't think I needed to tell you that.
Pure energy. Desire.
Oh my gosh.
Letters. Succubus. Misery.
Oh, darn.
So when we push all the buttons, we'll have everything labeled. Also, it's just fun to do.
Picture an egg.
So these poorly labeled buttons like change the backing track. He's really mad when he said succubus. Let's give that another listen.
Succubus.
Yeah, he's pretty mad about that one.
Giraffe.
I'm a big fan of letters. I hope we get rated by letters just so we can press the letters button.
Letters.
Giraffe. Giraffe. Giraffe.
I've lost track of whatever's happening, but I'm still here for it.
Giraffe. Giraffe.
Yeah, the turntables do have a hitbox. I don't 1,000,000% know.
Giraffe. 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 Giraffe.
I don't understand.
Giraffe.
Okay, hold on. Let me look at this poem that I think is the purpose of this entire display.
Mistress longs for death to return to her.
Death, sepulcher, embrace letters. Perfect.
Giraffe. 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 Giraffe.
Death. Sepulcher.
So many good buttons.
Embrace. Letters.
Look, Max. Jeez, Sam, I saw it open. I'm not an idiot.
I'm glad that pressing the letters button solves the game to some extent. Where there's so many drafts. I have no idea, Neko. I have no explanation. Also, welcome to the stream. It's just the right time for there to be a lot of giraffes. I will demonstrate, for the sake of argument, that we have been playing with this very good DJ booth. And we have lots of good buttons to press.
Letters. Pure energy.
I like parents. Parents is a good button.
Embrace. Parents.
You can have a lot of fun with that. This is something that I would definitely spend too much time with also.
I can't see a thing.
Is that your hand?
Oops, sorry, little buddy.
Sir?
You ever have, like, before I talked about, like, random, like, bad ideas that are generated on a subconscious level, you ever, like, really strongly remember something and, like, not remember, like, the source of it? There's some, like, movie or TV show or something where, like, these two people are, like, pretending to be a couple to make someone uncomfortable or something, and they're, like, loudly pretending to have, like, relations so that, like, someone overhears them. And, like, the woman shouts, like, in the butt, no, in my butt. And, like, for some reason, like, that's just, like, a thing I, like, really strongly remember from something I have no recollection of what the thing is. It's a really insanely stupid joke.
It's the spotlight for the zombie dance floor.
You said Austin Powers? It might be. It's definitely, like, something like Austin Powers. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this bulb in the one spotlight that I can interact with. I told you it was hot. Why did you touch it? Alright, so now if I get him to dance, he'll, like, burn himself, so, like, he won't be able to dance. 2 down.
Mind the swinging razor-sharp pendulum.
What razor-sharp? Ow! That wasn't here before.
Oh, so Jurgen's the only one who's allowed to redecorate?
How do I get a closer look at that poem? I feel like I'm gonna need this. Can I, like, braille it? Oh, right. The plaque itself doesn't have a hitbox. I don't know why that's really confusing
There's a
for
poem
me.
inscribed on this bookcase, but it's been worn down. There's a poem inscribed on this bookcase, but it's been worn down.
Nah. If I, like, screenshotted it, maybe I could, like, cheat, but it's a little hard.
Hey, Jorgen.
Meow.
Don't
You
dance.
dance like a flounder just pulled up on deck.
Flounders aren't as sickly pale as this guy, though.
Yeah, whatever. My people know who's got the moves. Jürgen does.
Wait, how do I make him dance? Wasn't that it? Wasn't telling him, like, not to dance, like, provoke him to dance? Like it says, I remember a whole bit in Austin Powers where, like, he and the woman were in a tent and everything they did and do seemed to be sexual and there was a lot of butt stuff. Yes, although conveniently, I saw someone repost that exact clip on Twitter this week and it's not that scene. It could be a different Austin Powers scene because there's a lot of, like, similar, like, sexual style jokes. For some reason, I feel like I would remember if it was Austin Powers, but I don't specifically remember it. Why does this vampire keep keys on his nipples? Because his really tight, stylish leather pants can't actually hold anything in the pockets, or because he hates me a lot, and he wants me to feel misery, which does seem like it's actually on style.
We will end you, Jorgen. And incidentally, what was the source of your power again?
It is my style. The zombies love me because of my rhymes, my moves, my staying always on top of the latest trends.
Trance.
You dance.
So this will not make him dance?
Yeah, whatever.
We'll leave
make
you
him
alone.
dance.
Count the hours.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe if I shoot him. Like in an old western.
Bullets? As if, please. I am far too fast for any mortal to defeat me.
I guess we're going to have to take the subtle approach.
Aw, Sam, when are we ever just going to get to shoot bad guys?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't actually remember if there's, like, a point in any one of these Telltale 7 Max games where you just solve a problem by, like, shooting a person. I don't think so. But it'd be funny.
They just don't stay down.
Much like Stinky's food.
Does he have dynamite on his belt? I think they're supposed to be vials of blood, but I can't be sure of that. Do I need to, like, manually, like, move the spotlight on him? I feel like I was supposed to be able to make him dance.
Cobwebs and half-digested corn dogs in here.
I had nothing to do with the cobwebs.
Like, when I put in the bowl, it seemed like it was just sort of, like, signaling that it illuminates the dance floor.
What would you do if you were a zombie, Max?
What wouldn't I do? I've got 2 years worth of stuff planned to do to my junior high school teachers alone.
Nicholas says, you solved the problem once by launching a missile at Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, but like I had to go through a series of steps in order to launch the missile at him, including like locating and then relocating a beacon so that the missile would find him. I'm saying like we just walk into a room and like shoot someone. Like literal just like blunt force. Why can I not make him to dance?
Meow.
You dance like a flounder.
Flounders aren't a...
Ja, whatever.
Alright.
Wasn't I able to make him dance before? Why not rhyme? Because I haven't solved the rhyme problem. I need to do something to make Max's blood toxic to him. I mean, do I just get Max drunk? Is that enough? I've done weirder things.
I can't condone drinking, especially this stuff.
I don't know why I have a bottled water.
Thanks!
I don't know why I'm allowed to do that. I don't think that solves the puzzle. Because, like, when we try to rhyme...
Hope we swing near a bathroom soon.
Like, I'm pretty sure we had the right idea. We just say, like, the gothest stuff possible and the zombies like it. But then he, like, drinks Max's blood and steals our rhymes. And the implication in my mind is that we have to, like, make Max poisonous to him. Yeah, we definitely have to try...
Thanks! I hope we swing near a bathroom soon.
I don't think we can actually make Max pee, huh?
Thanks! I hope we swing near a bathroom soon.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like that's changing. I, like, use dance floor or something? Oh man, look. Just having a conversation while idling on the dance floor makes Sam and or Max dance. That's pretty good.
I never expected we'd end up on a Creatures of the Night Club, did you, Max?
It was always my secret wish I dared not speak aloud.
Is that like an achievement or something, Devolution? Is idle on the dance floor for 5 minutes? Or you just want to see if he'll go like full Elaine from Seinfeld and do the like thumb kicking dance? He just asks, have we tried getting Max into a fan base like Undertale or Steven Universe? Those are the most toxic things I can think of. I don't know that that makes his blood toxic to a vampire, but it's a good thought.
Stay cool, Max.
Maybe interact with zombies and that'll make him dance.
Having a good time?
They're about as articulate as your typical club goer.
I do really appreciate that you can just do this. Steven Universe is great. I have some vague reason to suspect the fan base of being kind of toxic, but I haven't had much first-hand experience with that, to be honest. I got into it kind of late.
Succubus. Razors.
I really don't know what specifically the turntables do. Might change, like, the beat or something.
Can you kill a man with pure volume?
I don't know, but I just got the name for my next thrash metal album.
Well, there's a poem inscribed on this bookcase, but it's been worn down.
Hold on a second.
I'm pretty sure this is useless.
Can I, like, ink the embossed letters and then press them onto something? No? I feel like that should be an option.
I'm pretty sure this is useless.
Can I eat it?
I'm pretty sure this is useless. Hey, Jorgen.
Yeah.
I'm still annoyed about this. I feel like I should be able to force him to dance.
You dance.
Flounders aren't...
Yeah, whatever.
Alright, I guess I have to revisit this. As much as it seems like that definitely is the answer, because I've already solved the hard part of this. Just doesn't work? Maybe I have to do something with the DJ booth, but if so, it's unclear what it is. So what do we have? Not much. I think there's an actual purpose to the liquor, or that it's just like... Did you sign with the big
purely
axes?
Decorative display of violence, kind of like Max. Not as sharp as it looks, kind of like Max. You've got to stop working for the bad guys.
Yeah, Renfield, Jurgen's got you in his thrall.
But just look at this door. Black Forest pine. Craftsmanship like this is worth eating a few flies.
We thought you were married with a kid.
2 children, actually. There was a breakup over prismatology.
Your wife left you because you're a prismatologist?
On the contrary, she's a level indigo.
Then what's the problem?
After my second son was born, I went into a severe postpartum depression. Withdrawn, unemotional, didn't speak much. She called me anti-bliss, divorced me.
That's grim for no reason.
I'll be here.
It's Prismatology, a Scientology reference. Prismatology is like a parody of Scientology, sort of, that was in one of the earlier games. Like, the grand villain from the first Telltale season had, like, this weird Scientology-style cult. Let's just go back to our street, I guess, and see what's available there. I don't think there's going to be anything to do with the TV studio, since you can only go in that one room, and I feel like we've done what we're doing there.
Yeah, let's head back home.
I mean, the dancing thing should just be academic at this point. I don't know what it is we have to do to prompt him to dance, but the second we do, it'll suck for him. Pun not intended, because he's not doing the signature vampire action. But I need to make Max toxic. Something about the cake? The weird cake?
It's Stinky's gooey molasses tar cake.
Can I shoot a piece off?
Better not.
Why not? We suspect her of murder.
What better use for deerskin than a percussive device?
I bet the deer could think of one.
What's shaking, Abraham?
She's gone. Left me.
What do you know about zombies?
Pests. Hooligans. They'd always gather outside the memorial with their million zombie rallies and groan-ins.
I think you're
Always
thinking of
playing
something
that
else.
Awful music they listen to.
I really feel like you're thinking of something else.
How do you stop a zombie?
Beats me. Just between the three of us, I'm pretty hopeless at anything except making speeches.
Stay strong, Mr. Lincoln.
I mean, it's possible he'll dance after trying to do the lyric competition, though at this point, since I need to try and solve both things, might as well try to figure out how to win the lyric competition. It seems like the bad sticky goo fart cake is important, but it's been implied that I need, like, some way to cut it first.
Nope.
All I have are liquids, sort of, and a gun. I really don't know what to do with the typewriter ink. Maybe that's an angle to take this approach from. You yeet Max into sticky goo. No, I don't have any control over that. I can only yeet him for its own sake, unfortunately. Don't think there's any loose ends with C.O.P.S. I think we just needed the antenna. Although I guess we still, in theory, need to remove the antenna. I'm not sure why, but the game has implied that's something I want.
Hey, C.O.P.S.
I can already try.
Flying kites is safe and fun.
It used to be cool, Bluster Blaster. So sad that I can't go in Bosco's. Hey, wait, can I do something over here?
Do you know anything about the zombie factory?
Nope.
We're screwed, Sam. That rat was our only lead.
Can we place a bet? I want 463 on Grandma's hip displacement to place in the 6th.
Rats only.
I'm betting a C note that I end up drop-kicking you into the dumpster before this case is over.
Rats only.
Are you going to tell us anything helpful, ever?
Nope.
At least he's honest.
Are you going to tell...
Nope.
At least he's honest.
Is he susceptible to drink?
I can't condone drinking, especially this stuff.
What am I supposed to do with this crap? Hang on. What if I put it in this inexplicable beer stein I'm not allowed to pick up?
No way.
What if I fill it with
I don't
water?
want to water that.
What if I fill it with typewriter
I'm pretty
ink?
sure this is useless.
Squeak, squeak.
Why do I have
I'm pretty sure this is useless.
Squeak, squeak, indeed. Rats only. Rats off to ya. Is everyone a zombie now, even cops? I mean, it's definitely implied something weird happened to Bluster Blaster, but they're being a little cagey about it. They're like, there was, like, an incident. It's fine. He's repaired.
Sounds true at all.
So, like, don't worry about it. But, like, he's clearly not correct.
It's the place where High Priest Max takes his holy baths.
Why is it so in the public?
I don't want to defile the sacred urn with that cheap stuff.
I feel like I'm light on leads. Oh, hang on.
Sim, sim, salabim!
I see. Not at all the approach I thought we were taking, but we've solved the puzzle. That isn't a good use for that ceremonial urn. I mean, solving the puzzle's a reasonable use. Publicly bathing in it may be less so. Not sure what that response was directly to. So we're gonna go back to the club. We're gonna make Max drink some water. He made it holy water, which is confusing. Don't worry about it. And that will be a bad time for a vampire. Which is the working title of my vampire novel.
Let's go to Stuttgart.
A bad time for a vampire. It's not particularly interesting. It's a lot of, like, social anxiety. And, like, a vampire just, like, struggling to fit in. Not, like, because he's a vampire. He's just, like, socially awkward. I don't recommend it. It'll be on sale soon. Oh, right. Okay. I think I make him drink it out here because we'll technically have to put it in the trash.
Drink up, pal.
Mmm. Tastes like righteousness.
That's a pretty good indicator. Okay, so he did say we would have to throw out holy water, which in hindsight is a needlessly large clue, but that's fine.
The first season of Midtown Cowboys was so much better. Yeah.
I guess we should talk to him.
Whee!
Hey, Jorgen.
Meow.
What's
Max and I
wrong?
want to challenge you again.
We'll prove we've got the bleakest rhymes.
You know me. I'm Count Cryptwind Deathgrasp.
And I'm Baron Bat Anguish Von Nightmare.
We had the right thing, so do it again. This saves me some time. Thank you, designers.
Grave robbers, and we're ready to go, see?
Oh, nope. Never mind. It's not going to shortcut it for me.
We'll knock you out deader than Bela Lugosi. We got more rhymes than you can beg, steal, or borrow.
No thanks, designers.
Our world is endless torment and sorrow.
Despair!
You bloodsucker MCs best get out of our way.
I'm really glad I turned off the strobe light. It was bad.
Entropy, G.
Weep, children of the night.
Und still, you cannot win.
Go for it, bro.
Cut that out.
Get dunked
I
on.
hope you got something in mind here, Sam. I'm getting kind of woozy.
Drag me to hell with scarred arms. Uh-oh.
Time down below. Very soon. Need release.
Yeah, there's definitely some Borat to some of these lines, for sure.
Can't hold your holy water, Jorgen?
You dare defile my... Oh, wait, hold on.
Is that the effect that the holy water has?
That was gruesome.
No. Haha. Who's the master now, Master Jorgen?
Your attempts to discredit me will not work. My Z-boys still got my back.
Curses, how do I make this idiot dance?
Hey, Jorgen.
Meow.
We will end you.
It is my style. The zombies love me because of my rhymes, my moves, my staying always on top of the latest trends.
Isn't he already dancing? No, I need him to go on the dance floor because I rigged up one of the spotlights with, like, a sun lamp bulb, so it will, like, burn him.
You dance like a flounder just pulled up on deck.
Flounders aren't...
Ja.
But, like, if none of the dialogue options make him dance, what is the thing that will make him to dance? Like, the spotlight that's going around, it's sun-powered now. It will harm him. He's a vampire. I just need him to, like... I need him to do it. Yeah, like, maybe the DJ booth, but I don't have any clue as to, like, what I need him to do. Do I? Like, the only clue I'm aware of as to, like, what to do with the DJ booth was, like, the poem on that coffin that let us get up there.
Misery.
It could be the disco ball, but, like, what to do with it? Shooting it doesn't do anything, and I can't... What happens if I just try to touch it? Probably nothing. It probably just, like, looks at it. Didn't Max say, like, disco will never die in a creepy voice?
Disco will never die!
Yeah, that's what happens.
A creature of eternal torment sucking a pacifier.
Big baby.
A haunted
disco.
I already went back up to the spotlight and, like, interacting with it didn't seem to do anything. I don't think I can do anything in the fireplace yet. I think that's a later thing.
And no chimney.
Nothing suspicious here. Let's keep looking.
That is not a medically approved use of nipple rings, kids. I wish the people making these fake books would at least try to make them look real.
Yeah, unfortunately, it won't let me, like, try to brute force puzzle solve there. Or maybe that'd be useful. This goal will never die, needs to be redeemed. It is pretty good. Is there a medically approved use of nipple rings? I don't know. I don't know how to answer that, Nego.
Hey, Jorgen. You dance like a
Flounders aren't...
Ja, what up?
Alright, take
I
care,
really
buddy.
feel like that's supposed to prompt him to dance. Can I trouble a mod or someone just to, like, look up and see if that is, like, glitching or something? I don't necessarily need an answer if there, like, is one I should be able to get. I just want to make sure that's, like, not broken. Because that, like, genuinely feels like the whole reason that dialogue is there is to prompt him to go on the dance floor. And I just want to make sure it's, like, not bugged. Like, I don't know why I would still have that dialogue option otherwise. Do you like the super high quality, like, stained glass window texture back there? It's definitely correctly rendered. Oh, I missed this. Katia said, I don't suppose you can make the soundboard say location unlocked or whatever. No, that was just like a thing the game did. I mean, I can make my soundboard do that at some point. And the reason that happened is because he made some allusion to, like, Midtown Cowboys taping. And so that literally opened a location in the game, and they, like, made it a joke. As far as I know, there's no reverse engineering. I mean, the buttons I have are... Hang on. Blood, Embrace, Pain, Torment, Razors, Abyss, Death, Parents, Sub-Zero, Succubus, Letters, Desire, Pure Energy. DJ Booth blue button. But I already, like, pressed all the blue buttons. I guess I wasn't paying attention to what he was doing.
And my latest dance is called The Inconsolable Nephilim. Check it. Ah! Oh, it burns!
Alrighty.
He was
It's
Jerry
okay,
Lewis the
no
whole
problem.
time?
They're still cool. Oh, that is the very last of the straws. I don't care. I did not become the Prince of Darkness just to make the friends, you know?
No, he came here to win
I
a
will
$500,000 or
destroy
something.
You, Sam and Max, even without the stupid zombies. Who needs them anyway?
No, they're very slowly coming.
Save some of the entrails for me, guys.
We're not through yet, pal. After him.
Alright, now I know it's gonna sound like Copia. I don't particularly like that as the prompt for making him dance, particularly because there's, like, a much more straightforward prompt in the dialogue about making him dance. Like, for one, if that's not the thing I'm supposed to be doing, I definitely cut that dialogue from that tree. Like, that should not stay around indefinitely. For two, even if they wanted me to use a button to, like, change tracks or something to make him dance, why are there, like, 4 fake buttons that don't accomplish that but look identical? I'm not saying I'm entirely without fault for not knowing that the correct thing to do was hit button number 4 out of 5 to make him dance. It's just like there's, like, so many things going on that DJ booth, and, like, as far as I could tell, the turntables still don't do anything. And, like, again, I just feel like you could have it so, like, one button, like, changes song and that prompts him to dance or something. Went straight from after him to Sam dancing on the dance floor. Yeah. Is there a question in there, counselor? I had to take something out of the oven. What did we do? Demolition said press blue button in DJ booth,
like me
and one of them
They're
did
so
it.
Stupid.
Stand back, foul creature. We come to cast you back into the unholy pit from whence you were spawned.
What he said.
Heard it. I should have disposed of you irritants long ago. Now, your two souls will fulfill my unholy contract, and I will make the entire Earth my non-stop house party of evil!
And then there was the most epic battle of our entire career.
Yeah, I remember.
We ran out
the
of
rest.
budget.
So, what do we do now?
Auf Wiedersehen, Scham und Max!
I must leave before you
I'm so
die.
wrapped up in the story, I forgot to think of a plan.
We could make...
Well, that's regrettable. I really hate when that happens. It's a shame. We were doing pretty well. I don't remember the last time we saved.
Well, that was unpleasant. That jerk Jorgen got my suit all dirty. I'd like to give him a piece of my mind.
Or take a piece of his. Jerk Jurgen.
That does sound tasty. We, Suffering Serpent and the Rainbow Max, we've turned to zombies.
Why are we standing like this, Sam?
Oh, I thought you knew. Zombie Abraham Lincoln, what are you doing here?
I don't know. This doesn't look like the theater.
Something different
Tough
about
beats.
you. You're not wearing your hat!
And he's got a body, and he's not 20 feet tall, and he's just come out of a grave. This isn't our Lincoln, little buddy.
Do I know you?
We're Sam and Max, Freelance Police.
Never
Also
heard of
zombies.
You know us, Abe. Emergency elections, thrilling car chases, adventures on the moon, Easter Island.
Ruining your reputation, hitting you with a missile, making you throw up, pointing and laughing when your girlfriend dumped you.
I think we're working cross purposes again.
Wait, is this one of those hidden zoetrope programs?
In what way could you possibly have a hidden zoetrope program? You're just ruining this guy's life because he's lame? No, he has some evil scheme to take over the world with the undead. Also, yeah, he's pretty lame, so, like, that's a good enough reason, frankly.
How did you end up in Germany?
Germany? I've never been. Apart from my family's cemetery plot just outside Stuttgart, I have absolutely no ties to Germany whatsoever.
How did you end up in Germany?
Germany? Apart...
How are you enjoying the play?
Oh, it's ripping. But I was disappointed that Booth fellow wasn't in it. I hear he's quite the actor, and I was hoping to see him.
Thank you,
Oh, he saw
Zombie
you
Abraham
first.
Lincoln, for helping us teach kids more about irony.
You might not be able to catch the rest of that play, Mr. Lincoln.
Want to know how it ends?
No, don't tell me. Spoilers.
When's the last time anyone's ever put on a production of My American Cousin or whatever it is? My god, Haggis, that's the first time someone's redeemed VIP for a day in, like, 6 months or something. How's it going, Haggis? I have to do this thing for the first time in a while. You know what? I think technically Sarah is the VIP who's on VIP for a day and has been for several months, but I'm not taking it away from her on the same day, so I'm just gonna give you your own VIP, Haggis, and I'll sort this out later. Showing up much late. It's fine. We just hit like an act break in the game. So we're currently zombies, and we met a zombie Lincoln, and we're trying to stop really lame stereotype of a cool European vampire from making the world into non-stop rave. Yeah, and it's Nego's birthday, or it was Nego's birthday on Thursday, which is technically yesterday for me. And at some point, I just sort of stopped taking away Neko's VIP for no particular reason. I just decided not to, but I can't take away from her either, because it was just her birthday, so here we are. Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter was right. Maybe. I mean, that's certainly the reference being made here. I feel like that was more of a topical reference at the time this game came out. Germs destroy the Martians. That's definitely how My American Cousin ends.
The Martians were destroyed by common germs.
Well, that sounds horrible. I don't know why I let Mary keep dragging me to these things.
Watch your back.
What? Why?
He doesn't wee anymore. All the way home.
What's going on here?
Oh, you're the Americans, right? Thanks for the brain, guy.
Hey, Max. We can understand the zombies now.
It was as good as my Nana's homemade Kimmelsplaner schnitzen.
I think understand is a bit extreme, Sam.
God, what an amazingly stupid joke. He just says like a really German word. It's like, nah, I don't understand anything. How was the birthday, Neko? I presume that the inexplicable Hello Kitty / Yu-Gi-Oh! McDonald's promotion has not yet made it to the UK despite the announcement, so you probably did not have a chance to try and get the blue eyes, white, big-eared dog.
Jurgen put us in some big machine, and then we ended up here.
Oh, yeah, guy. You're totally dead now, okay?
But we're the Freelance Police. We can't die.
I know, hey? None of us can. It's extremely excellent.
How do we get back to normal? We're not cut out to be zombies.
Yet another of my life's ambitions down the crapper.
Yeah, I could tell. You shamba like you've still got your souls.
What do you mean we act like we've got soul?
No offense, guy. Lots of zombie kids think
You got a soul, but we're not a soldier.
These days.
Or something.
We call them zombies, but it's cool, hey?
How do we get our souls back?
Don't know. They say Jurgen does something with them, but I've never been in the VIP lounge.
We've got to overthrow Jurgen and get our souls back.
Overthrow the hey what? No way, boy. The zombie factory's where it's at, friend.
I mean, can't someone just, like, buy it and turn it into the bronze or whatever? Like, wouldn't, like, just another functional club be the same difference? Slept through most of the birthday and haven't baked your cake yet? Plan to play with friends, but half of us slept through that too. Life's tough. What type of cake do you plan to make?
Don't you want revenge on Jurgen for turning you into a zombie?
Oh,
Is it like ancient
a zombie, silly
fart
guy.
goo cake?
My company makes experimental new drugs until something goes horribly awry.
Drugs to create a race of super soldiers?
Male enhancement.
Well, if it's all the same to you, pal, we're still taking down Jurgen.
Still gonna kill him.
Oh, okay. Save me the wishbone, eh?
You enjoyed the brain we gave you?
Oh, yeah. It was delicious. He must have been really smart.
Sorry we don't have any more brains to give you.
No problem, eh? The gang went down to the village to get some more. From now on, we only eat them from high-up gargoyles, like American style.
I'm not sure that's the correct takeaway, but that's fine.
So long.
Catching you later on the flip side, zombie brother.
Yeah, close enough.
What happened?
Where are we?
Jurgen tried to kill us.
Sorry, sir, Mr. President. I can't understand you. Never learned to speak zombie. Would have been useful, in retrospect.
Took French instead, I bet. What kind of accent is this? Yeah, why not, Haggis? Does that not answer your question somehow? I was making belated birthday strawberry cream cake. Going to use diplomat cream? What is diplomat cream? Should I know what that is?
No, sir. The zombie factory does not have free wireless internet access.
Oh, that's right. Maybe we can actually make use of the Wi-Fi now that we're zombies, because it's Wi-Fi for zombies.
Yes, sir. It is warm for this time of year.
Despite the near constant rain.
Good night, sir.
I like that your run is slowed down a little bit. Not enough to really inconvenience you, but enough to make you feel like a zombie.
C.O.P.S actually installed something well.
Nope, still can't seem to access it. Not entirely sure what we're doing there. Alright, I am allowed to go inside. Oh, Lincoln went inside too, I guess. It's French rotisserie cream mixed with gelatin and whipped cream. That's a lot of cream.
I don't want to bother him.
It's too much fun waiting for him to catch on that he's dead.
Well, I'm pretty sure that there was a painting in that, like, evil scheme room that had the poem I need.
Flint paper!
Excuse me.
Eat bullets, chumps!
Hey! Ow!
Ow! I guess you have to be a zombie to appreciate how good Flint is at killing them.
The man's a consummate professional.
Alright, which one of you undead creeps is gonna tell me where you got Sam and Max?
That's the first time he's ever tried to save us before. Let's go away from where he's shooting the zombies.
Oh, great. They're back.
Keep quiet and stand still. Maybe they won't notice us. Hey, look, Max. It's vaguely ethereal versions of ourselves.
Are they ghosts?
No, probably just those soul things we keep hearing about.
Well, what do you know? I do have one. Come to Papa. Yeah, I don't think so.
Right. You guys run along and play.
We'll be over here until our ride comes.
But are we not the ride? Alright, hold on.
Looks like a painting of Jorgen in the club when he was younger.
Abyss Razor's pain parents! Abyss Razor's pain parents. I'm gonna do this before I struggle to forget this. Do. He just keeps shooting them and they fall back. They fall down, but they get up again. You're never gonna keep them down.
Abyss. Razors. Pain. Parents.
Look, Sam!
I did not expect that thing over there to open.
Why not? That's the puzzle we were doing. There's a photo of this thing that we could no longer read. And it had all the words at the end of the lines of the poem showing that I needed to plug into the DJ overlay. For those just joining us, a big summary of what just happened.
Sticky?
There's not a single possible answer to that question that I like.
Came from behind.
Let's go, little buddy.
Flint tastes like cigarettes and cheap scotch. I don't think he's my hero anymore.
You're only saying that because you don't have a soul, Max.
Let's hurry and get it back. I don't like myself like this.
So I did that to get Zombie Lincoln's brain. Why do I want that?
He may have been our best president, but he's a total glassjaw against lone gunmen.
So that's a really, really grim, dark joke. Also, it was a really roundabout way to accomplish that task, which I guess is appropriate given the genre, but still. Harder, better, faster parents. I've heard that one. Have I ever counted the story that I think is really funny that no one else ever seems to find funny? Where I was, like, helping my old roommate, like, sort of waiter a wedding reception, and, like, you know, just some generic, like, DJ hits going on in the background. And at one point, they played Daft Punk's Around the World, which, if you haven't heard it, a perfect summary of the song is that I've seen a meme of, like, a pie chart of the lyrics to the song Around the World, and it's divided perfectly into thirds of the word around the world, because it's just around the world over and over to a sick beat. Is that the one that goes around the world? Yes, exactly, Haggis. That's the one. And, like, an older woman, like, approached us while that song was playing, and they were like, I really like this song. Do you happen to know the name of it? Meanwhile, in the background, around the world, around the world, around the world, around the world. It's like, it's Around the World. It's Around the World by Daft Punk. It's Around the World. Which, like, there are so many songs that's not a funny question for, but to me, that has to be, like, among the funniest songs to possibly ask, what is the title of this song that's playing right now?
Looks like a trophy case from all the vampire hunters who've tried to defeat Jorgen. How do you like your steak, Max?
Oh, cool, we got a steak. Ocean says, I think it's called Sandstorm. No, that's the one that goes da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. Another one of my, like, favorite bad music memes is, for whatever reason, became popular, at least on Reddit, for, like, a long time. Whenever, like, someone would, like, mention a song and someone was like, what song is that? Then, like, the entire thread would devolve into people just, like, trying to type out the lyrics to Sandstorm. Like, someone would first say, it's Sandstorm by Darude, and then the comments would just be like, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and it's just like, I don't know. That's right in my sweet spot of, like, really stupid joke that I like. Oh, cool, an alchemy book. This probably tells me how to put my soul in something.
For beginners.
This may be a suit of armor.
Jorgen made it up to chapter 14, turning chocolate to gold.
Oh, but build me a machine that turns gold nuggets to chicken nuggets, and we shall have power unlimited!
Ann Coulter, A Life. The Dorian Gray photo album. Blood types from A to Z. Ann Coulter, A Life.
We talk to our own souls? Is that a thing?
Jorgen must be sleeping off his humiliation at the zombie club.
Let's chop off his head, then set him on fire, then go for ice cream.
We can't
garlic
while
ice
we're
cream.
Still zombies, Max.
Then let's put his hand in warm water.
Okay, fun's fun, but get back in here.
I'm already tired of being a zombie. Well, perhaps you should have thought of that before you treated me so abominably.
Maybe now we'll get the appreciation we deserve. What's your beef against us?
He never paid attention to me.
And you're not much better.
We'll force you back in if we have to.
You can't make us do anything. Come on, guys, we need our souls.
It's no fun being the way I am when it's expected of me. Good riddance.
Get your own souls. We'll find a way to make you come back.
You'll get distracted and start watching TV.
Or go off on
shoot, I
random
forgot
shooting
TV
sprees
exists.
and forget all about us. As
I
usual.
forgot random violence
Ooh,
exists.
Creepy. It's like they can predict our every move.
We'll find a way to make you come back.
It's weird that that wasn't, like, an actual dialogue tree, but it also doesn't seem like it was necessary, because it didn't really give me a clear clue. What the heck's happening over here?
Never die batteries. They're dead.
Oh, that's so unexpected and rude.
Looks like a delicate piece of high-precision medical equipment. Looks like Jorgen was building himself a playmate.
Rooting
Oh
is
God.
more fun when you do it with a pal.
I love that he's, like, missing a hand, and the table's just, like, a bunch of, like, stupid things to use as a hand, including the, like, sporting event foam finger.
Ah, nuts. The batteries are dead.
So I need to get the antenna from the car, then? Which I guess I can use the bolt cutter for, presumably. Anything else I should know before I
I bet
leave?
my lifetime subscription to the Fortean Times that's an alchemy machine.
Got a power switch that surely I can't use yet. I feel like it's ominous that the soul-sucking machine and soul-sucker switch still have hitboxes.
Here we have a vampire in his natural habitat. It looks like Jorgen.
I'm not sure I can do whatever you're alluding to, Demolition, but I'll keep that in mind. That sounds worth checking regardless. Let's go cut a thing off our car. It's really funny that they had to go out of their way to be like, this one time in particular, cops didn't correctly attach, or they did correctly attach the thing, so I can't just take it off. Which is, like, extra funny, because the only thing that's changed is that, like, Blister Blaster or whatever is, like, chill now. So I guess that previously it had been his zeal that caused them to not correctly attach everything, so you could just take them off?
Look away, Max. This is the kind of vandalism that turns your stomach.
Nonsense. I embrace all kinds of vandalism.
Yeah, but like, Bender Benning Rodriguez would have a fit watching that happen. If you know, you know. So I don't know exactly what I'm attaching the antenna to, but we have like an open skylight. We're clearly doing like a Frankenstein thing. So we like draw in the lightning, charge up the batteries, flip the switch, alchemy machine, question mark, profit. Now do I have to, like, wash my car to make it rain, even though it's already raining?
Neat! And dangerous! The best kind of neat!
I bet that gave it enough juice.
Not entirely sure why flipping the switch made the lightning strike, but I'm glad that cartoon logic won the day.
It's an alchemy machine. It's an alchemy machine.
Do I need to give it gold? Or something? No, I need to give it chocolate?
It looks like Jorgen was building...
Does this need Zombie Lincoln's brain?
It is at times like these, when a monster is driven to consider his place in history. Are we not all but misshapen combinations?
I feel like this guy's gonna break into the Monster Mash at any second.
Bodies and souls.
Yeah, okay, we get it.
Oh, that's exciting, Neko. Got an email saying you got a free slice of cake from the coffee shop. You're going for the cheesecake? Yeah, last year for my birthday, I, like, signed up for the Cheesecake Factory Rewards Club. Just because they would give me free cheesecake, which I think will happen again this year. That's fun.
That would work better as a hand. The monster's heartless.
Probably need to, like, make a heart of gold, right? I don't know exactly how we get there, but I feel like that's gonna happen.
He has Lincoln's brain.
If he has Lincoln's brain, why is he talking like not Lincoln?
Can we hurry this up, guys? I've got a dozen foreclosures to get caught up on today, and that's just the orphanages.
I assume artichoke can be
Listen,
heart?
brothers, can you not hear the song of the Earth Mother?
The only thing that comes to mind would be a cauliflower ear, although I don't know why that would be... Okay,
Just do
yeah.
this a few million more times and I'm guaranteed re-election.
Clock is probably like the heart, like a ticker.
Oh, no. I've overslept. I'm late.
Feather duster, presumably hand. So no comedic bits for the hand. I mean, foam finger is objectively the best one.
Yes, that's much better. I'd operate at a much greater efficiency if you'd install Linux. I don't expect you to understand the reasons why, of course.
Shut up.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I think I need a better heart. And I'm pretty sure that involves chocolate and the alchemy machine, given context clues. Now, in order to get a chocolate heart, I feel like it's gonna have to involve Sybil, which means I'm gonna have to leave this place, although I don't even currently know where she is. I presume after the act break, something changed. It's a zing. Take that, nerds. Yeah, nerds, always pitching me on Linux for no reason. And by pitching me, I mean people always making jokes that people are doing that, but I don't think I've ever known anyone to actually do it. If he's heartless, have you tried a Keyblade? Nah, but mostly because I don't know where it is. I would definitely try that. But I wouldn't understand what was happening if I did.
Are zombies allowed to drive cars?
I don't see why not. My license is just as expired now as it was when we were alive. Yeah, let's head back home.
Nico says, is that how you pronounce Linux? My university professor always said Linux. They were definitely wrong, as far as I know. Oh no, Jesse James's hand! It's getting away?
Come back here, you stupid hand.
It's definitely a thing from the Addams Family.
Hey, Punk, you just can't come into our office and take what doesn't belong to you.
Oh, that is like the black pot calling names at the kettle, which is also black.
It's different when we do it. We're professionals.
Nico says he was a very bad professor. I think at some point on a stream not that long ago, I talked about just like... I don't remember exactly what the class was, but in college it was something like a history of narrative class or something, and it involved lots of like very old examples of storytelling. The one I prominently remember is like a lot of discussion on Gilgamesh, and the professor really liked using the expression one fell swoop. I have to think really hard about it because now I always think of it because he would say it a lot, but he would also like transpose it like unintentionally, and he would say like in one swell foop, which I just think is a really funny thing to say. So like that's like really stuck in my head, and I have to avoid saying that expression if I don't intentionally want to say one swell foop, which is objectively better, don't get me wrong. Why is this beer stein still here and basically non-interactable? Are we close enough to rat?
Rats only.
You know, that figures. Oh, hey, wait, what if we talk to cops as zombies? Has anyone ever made Cops versus Zombies? Is that a game or something?
We're sorry, we can't understand you. But if you'd like to share the magic of SOL with your new zombie friends, feel free to keep driving.
Zombies walk funny.
I wonder if Sybil's in the diner and that's why the game really strongly
Servants
wanted me to
call
go
me
here
Dummy thick.
right away.
Someone help!
Well, that's new.
Consarn it, he's too fast.
I mean, it is Jesse James's hand after all. It will never not bother me now that like in hindsight, now that I've played the Somnium Files games, that Stinky is basically like the weird Sam and Max version of a Mame Doi.
Don't just groan and point. Do something!
Well, I don't immediately have any idea what is wanted here. That might be on me, or I might not have. I don't know.
Oh, great. Zombies. As if my day couldn't get any worse.
The Alps are the only place you can say, check out the size of his horn without getting punched.
Weird joke to include. I mean, I presume just shooting it doesn't solve the problem. But my gun is bigger. Oh, I probably have to get it into the sticky goo. If I shoot it at the correct angle, will it, like, retreat while it's firing? From, like, recoil or something? Yeah, I think this idea works. This is a weird use of cake. Okay, just really doesn't want to target again. The perils of playing this on console. Huh. It won't go further than that, huh? I mean, this definitely feels like the right idea. Do I have to, like, remove that lid? Doesn't look like it has a hitbox. I need it to, like, turn even further this way? I don't think so. This feels correct. Don't know what...
It's Jesse James's reanimated shooting hand.
Surly, even in death.
Follow his bluff and shoot Stinky yourself. It's not a bad idea.
It's just a pie. It's not something you really talk about.
What?
It's just a pie. It's not something you really talk about.
Is that like an American Pie reference or something? Wait, is there a specific Twin Peaks reference about talking about the pie? I mean, like, I know that talking about the pie is a thing from Twin Peaks, but, like, I don't remember a line of dialogue where someone complains about him talking about the pie too much.
Better not.
Unsurprisingly, will not let me shoot Stinky.
It's Stinky's gooey molasses tar cake.
I mean, I know this is wrong, because it'll move the wrong way. How do I, like... It really seems to me like the idea is to just get it to, like, recoil itself into the goo. But the fact that the lid is there stops that from happening? Oh my god. I don't think I'm gonna stake the hand.
That's only good for vampires.
Could be a vampire hand. By talking to her, she's just like...
Someone help!
She's just like, don't be a zombie, save the... Oh. That's dumb as crap. That's such an artificial problem. Like, if you just don't put the lid there, then I don't need to introduce, like, a whole, like, circuitous element of not puzzle solving. Like, that's not a real problem, it's a fake problem. Like, I was clearly already doing the correct thing, and we just added a thing to make it artificially difficult.
You saved me, Zombie Sam and Zombie Max, my heroes.
Twarn't nothing, ma'am.
What?
Oh, never mind.
I don't know what you expected. I mean, like, I feel like the solution to get it stuck in the gross tar is fine. It's genuinely annoying to me that, like, somehow having an understanding of the puzzle is not enough to solve the puzzle. Which is a huge pet peeve I have about puzzle games. Is if you are able to demonstrate that you understand the solution to the puzzle, the game should be able to interpret that as you understanding the puzzle. Plus, like, if you talk to her, like, before you reach that point in that interaction, she's basically like, don't talk to me. Which, like, further suggests it's not a thing that you should be trying to do. I think I need to pick this up and give this to the monster later so that it can shoot
I'll
good.
take that, Mr. James. Every little jackalope says, I want to be a hat rack when I grow up.
Oh my god, same? Now, wait a minute. Can I just, like, go in Sybil's? I haven't tried doing that today. I think I've tried it in other chapters and it didn't work.
Oh, hey, guys. Yeah,
No
whatever.
reaction.
So, I think I've narrowed it down to 2 guys. But I'm still not quite sure. You didn't meet any cool guys out there, did you?
We so did?
Keep your hands away from that, you filthy, disgusting creature!
Why is he so concerned that I touch these balls?
Don't touch that sign.
I definitely feel like there's going to be something where I, as a zombie, touch something to solve a puzzle.
Strange. A freak mishap has defaced every single one of these Lincoln photos.
Who took that weird photo of, like, her back in the booth at Stinky's?
I know, Sam. I'll use it once I've narrowed it down to 1 finalist.
I really appreciate Sybil as, like, unbelievable straight man. In a way that, like, I don't think I fully appreciated playing this the first time. Like, it's just such a good bit that, like, she's so disillusioned with your crap that she's just like, yeah, Zombie Sam and Max, whatever. Like...
Please, not the tickets.
I genuinely don't understand what he's so upset about. Maybe if I touch his face, he'll give me $5.
What are they doing? Make them stop.
I actually read that as Soul Matter as well, and wasn't sure what to do with that.
No, please, I need that.
No, but, like, I need it more.
No, I need that.
No, but, like, it's mine now.
No, I need that.
What's to hate about this guy? His grating voice? The fact that that's most of his character?
Better not.
I don't know. I feel like I need that chocolate, and I feel like shooting him to death would be a pretty straightforward solution.
Nah, I can't understand you, my good man. Diction, diction.
What did he call me? I'm gonna shoot him too.
Right. I still need the Soulmater.
It looks like there's poems on that cactus, but I don't think I can read them.
I'm looking for my soulmate. I've got the initial screening, and then rigorous interviews, and finally, the soulmater. Not sure. I won it in an online auction, and the instructions are all in Sanskrit.
Don't you hate when that happens?
Ripping souls from across the plains to reunite them with corruptible mortal vessels.
I'm not sure if that's gonna do what you want it to do. Ah, never
I
mind.
could just die.
You could.
A few. If you know anybody else, of course, send him my way.
I mean, the weird problem is that, like, it seems like I need to solve her problem before I can get the heart, but it seems like getting the heart is also the solution to this problem. Because I rig up the Frankenstein monster with Jesse James' hand, Abraham Lincoln's brain, and the chocolate heart. Like, that's what it feels like I'm supposed to do. I still have this typewriter. Why? I'm just gonna try and give it to this mole man.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
I can't condone drinking.
Why do we have a brain? We've had a brain for a while. Someone shot zombie Abraham Lincoln dead, and we were like, dibs.
He's scared of us enough as it is.
Sadly, the brain isn't historically accurate. Grim joke. Here for it. Very dark.
Leave my heart alone. It belongs to Miss Pandemic.
Boy, it sure doesn't feel like I have any meaningful way to interact with this room, and I definitely need to.
Nah.
Isn't there a button that tells me my hotspots?
I'm not going... Not after all we've... I'm not going back in that closet after all we've accomplished.
Wow, that's quite the off-handed thing to say.
Those aren't your gifts.
You're really going to dislike this? Don't tell me yet, Demolition. Let me get mad. I know you're trying to help, but you're on the verge of trying to make the stream happen too quickly. I think Zombie Lincoln's brain would be bad considering it's holy. Also grim. Is that what we're doing? What are we trying to accomplish? It's slightly unclear is the problem, Neko. So currently, ultimately, our goal is to reunite our zombie bodies with our souls, which exist in an incorporeal form in Stuttgart, Germany. The implication is that by acquiring Sybil's soul-mating machine, we can force them back into our bodies because they don't like us very much right now. Presumably, to get that, we solve her problem of she's trying to find a soulmate after breaking up with Abraham Lincoln on Easter Island in the last episode. So she says she's narrowed it down to these two suitors, the fancy chicken man that you like, and the mole man whom no one likes. And we are zombies, so we can't talk to anyone, which limits our options. There is also, like, a Frankenstein monster body in Germany that we could try... I mean, like, I guess the thing to do is go try to, like, plug all the stuff we have into that Lincoln and somehow see if we can solve the problem out of order, because it feels like that somehow must be what we do, even though it doesn't make any sense. Or to put it more concisely, Catane's answer, yes. Yes is what we're trying to do.
Where are we headed, Sam?
Let's go to Stuttgart.
Shamble. You don't have anything else to say, do you? No.
Farewell.
Don't think that getting the holy water back from that bin would be useful. that make the zombie a Lincoln Intercontinental? He kind of already is, right? He didn't have any ties to Germany or something. I mean, clearly because of the alchemy book over there, clearly the purpose of the alchemy machine is to turn a chocolate heart into gold.
These diagrams are so scientific, I couldn't possibly make sense of them.
What does that bottom one say on the
These
edge?
diagrams are so scientific.
Less revision,
I couldn't
whatever,
possibly
that's
make
fine.
sense of them.
Color pale deathly green unless
These
otherwise...
These diagrams are so scientific, I couldn't possibly make sense of them.
Unless otherwise noted. Guess that tracks. Oh wait, what do the
I
gauges
can't
say?
understand these. Therefore, they're not important.
That is kind of how adventure game works.
Looks like Jorgen was building himself a playmate.
Well, like, that sort of makes sense, Neko, except that, like, one of the things that I need for the monster is a heart. And I'm pretty sure I want a heart of gold, which would mean that if I acquired a heart of chocolate, I could turn it into a heart of gold using the alchemy machine. But one of the suitors has the heart of chocolate, and it seems like I need to somehow discount or discredit him before I can get that. And any interaction I've tried to have so far just makes him say annoying things.
Looks like Jorgen was building...
Man, how did I trigger this before? Wow, some good old stealing. Won't let
It
me.
is at times like these, when a monster is driven to consider his place in history. Are we not all but misshapen combinations of flesh and feelings, bodies and souls?
Yeah, okay, we get it.
Hey, Critwitch, welcome to the stream. How's it going? It's going. A little stuck at the moment. To be expected at this point, I think. Not everyone here is having a great day, but I think our overall consensus is probably a little better than average on Friday night. Friday tends to be a little contentious as we're coming right off the week. How are you doing,
You'd think a
Critwitch?
guy with his own dungeon wouldn't...
Now, see, and like another part of the problem is like...
Looks like
now...
Jorgen was built...
It doesn't seem like I can interact with the monster unless I have something to add to it.
Not happening.
So, like, I don't think I can do anything now that I've done that. I guess I have to figure out something to do in that office. I do like that we still dance as a zombie. Is there something I need in our office? Because we've done, like, almost nothing there, if anything at all, in this chapter.
Are zombies...
I don't see why... Of course not.
Dang it.
Are...
I don't see why... Yeah, what...
I don't think the rats are important. Much like for most of the first entire installment of the game. Oh yeah, I should have paid attention to the fact that her sign now says, now taking suitors. But we got there, without too much delay, I think. Yeah.
Why'd you take our hand?
I keep losing them, you know? You're in the bank writing a check. Uh-oh, hand's gone. I could swear they just get up and run away from me.
Doesn't seem like I can interact with this rat to try and do anything with the rat over there. Still haven't done anything with this stupid beer stein. And I'm pretty sure I tried putting beer in it.
Nothing doing.
Can't make anyone drink the beer. I think it's just like a swap item. I don't think it does anything. If Lincoln was happy to give you his brain, you think he'd part with his heart? I mean, I wouldn't say he was happy to give it to us. Hey, it's funny. Welcome to the stream. I am indeed the one who plays Sam & Max. Certainly at least a one.
Why'd we save this again?
To snack on.
Let's try calling Sybil again.
Can you hear me now?
No. It's kind of a miracle that we got that holy water thing sorted out. That was a real long shot.
Flint's been off looking for Bosco for a while now.
Somehow he came and started looking for us instead.
Someone's setting up thousands of dominoes across the street. Talk about way too much time on your hands.
Says the
Game
guy
Grumps
watching
did too.
someone set up thousands of dominoes.
That's true. They did play Sam & Max Hit the Road late last year or something. It wasn't that long ago. Yeah, I was remarking on that at the start of the stream, Neko. I don't really... Oh, that's a great excuse to make him say the thing again. Since I still am not really sure what the next step is in this Halloween process. But yeah, Leonard Steak Charmer, seems like you should definitely be dead. I think enough time is implied to have passed. I mean, it's currently the month of Jantastic, so like, clearly a lot of time has passed.
Hey, Leonard. Hey, Leonard.
No idea why that's a thing that we can do.
And people said a slab of curiously shaped rock couldn't be vice president.
I mean, one was almost the president. He's so unbothered. I mean, in order to survive this long, he's clearly seen worse. So, like, both, like, curse and blessing here is that without the ability to, like, talk to people, can't really be expected to do, like, a lot of dialogue puzzles. I think there's only 2 zombies we can talk to. I mean, maybe we could try talking to the random ones.
Beat it, deadbeat.
It's a free country, pal.
Weird. God, I hate trying to
Go
get
away,
the hitboxes
hooligan.
on these guys.
Make me.
And now we'll see you later. Keen, thanks for stopping by. I hope you've enjoyed some fraction of whatever this is. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be talking to any of these zombies. Not meaningfully.
Rats only.
Nice, buddy. I played Sam & Max Hit the Road before we started playing the Telltale Games. It was like at the start of the year. You might have missed them. It was only like 2 or 3 streams because it's not like a super long game. But if you want to see them, those are on YouTube now. So I don't think we can talk to Lincoln. I don't think we can... Well, we can't ask Bosco if he sells hearts because his store is closed and locked. We can't go in there anymore.
Yeah.
We don't serve zombies in here. Do you have any idea how expensive brains are?
Is Bosco still in hiding? As far as we know. Still don't understand the typewriter thing unless it's solely
Can't
for the
condone
joke.
drinking, especially this stuff. I can't condone drinking.
Fine, eat my brain, see if I care. It's all pointless now anyway. Don't complain to me you can't eat marble. In my days, zombies would have shown some initiative. Oh, just leave me alone.
How long can this go on?
Oh, just leave me alone.
Asked and answered.
Oh, just...
The Phantom of the Opera. Swear Dweller?
Sword wielder!
No, that would be Swirled Wilder, not Swirled Whirler.
What an absolutely unhinged exchange that is. Alright, I mean, it feels like the wooden stake has to be an endgame thing. I think the malt liquor's a red herring. I pretty much got bolt cutters and ink ribbon, and neither of those seem useful. So I'm gonna assume that there's something in that room that I gotta interact with. Why is Poseidon's servant tied up? I think you missed the whole exchange with Jesse James's hand that definitely made me, like, a non-zero amount mad. Because we, like, solved the puzzle and the game didn't care, and then we did something random and the game's like, oh, you got it. There's this sign on the window that says really bad food. Gotta use the ink ribbon to save. I understand the reference, but there's no actual typewriter. Is there?
I'm pretty sure this is useless.
What are they doing?
Why is it the only thing that reacts to the typewriter ribbon in, like, the entire chapter is me trying to show it to the mole man, and he has a weird response that doesn't actually change anything?
Leave my heart alone. It belongs to Miss Pandemic.
If only I could put the entire alchemy machine in my pocket to just change it to gold here. Use a gun on Harry. Pretty sure we tried that, but we might as well for posterity.
Better not. Better not.
Alright, next step. Let's talk to Max.
We're zombies.
I know!
Sybil's still not having any luck finding her soulmate.
She acts like miserable, dried-up old spinster is a bad thing.
Sybil's place just isn't the same when you're a zombie.
Yeah, annoying and terrifying your neighbors is only fun when there's a challenge to it.
Sybil's still not having any...
She acts like...
Meant to be a hint of some kind?
She acts like miserable, dried-up old spinster is a bad thing.
Feels like it is, but I can't imagine how.
Do not interrupt me during my performance!
Something to do with the now serving sign? Something to do with the fact that there is a ticket dispenser? Use ink ribbon on ticket dispenser to make the number I want appear on the ticket.
I'm pretty sure this is useless.
Look at the balls?
Hands off the knickknacks, you disgusting thing!
Why is he so concerned about this?
Hands off the knickknacks, you disgusting thing!
I feel like I'm supposed to understand something that is not, like, registering for me at all. I realized that Sybil's address was 1313. It's not Dead End Drive. It's on Straight or Narrow. That's the intersection at, well, that's the intersection we're at now, frankly, because the building moved next to Stinky's.
Better not. Better not.
Alright, I'm gonna ask you this and this alone, Demolition. Since you looked up whatever happens next, am I correct in understanding that I need to do something in here right now? Steak on Mole Man. Pretty sure that won't work, but he might say something annoying.
That's only good for vampires.
And tense.
I am incorrect. That is upsetting news. What on earth does that leave for me? There's not much to do in the club. We have the DJ booth. We could say embrace letters several times. It'll make me chuckle a little. Going in all the bookcases seems to be resolved. I don't think we're going to accomplish anything with our souls for the moment. As far as I can tell, I'm no longer able to interact with the monster until I get Heart of Gold. Something about the soul-sucking machine? What would I use it on? Again, I can't put it in my pocket, or I would put it directly on top of the couch and just kill everyone in this room. And then myself. Cops won't talk to me. Neither Sybil nor Lincoln has anything interesting left to say. The rat will only interact with rats. Saying "Hey Leonard" over and over doesn't do anything. I don't think there's more dialogue with Superball. He told us his sad story, and I think now we can only make him make the horse noise. Okay, let me phrase it like this, then. Because this is sort of an extension of the same question. Am I currently missing an inventory item, which I will specifically define as something that goes in the cardboard box? No. I'm not sure if that is a better or worse result of an answer. Well, I suppose if I know that this isn't the place to be, even though it seems like it is truly the only place where anything matters, we should not be here. That's a starting point. Use bolt cutters to the rope that Stinky is tied with. Probably not, but we can sure try. He's so concerned with the knickknacks. Like, that has to be a clue.
That's too gruesome even for a zombie to do.
The game definitely interprets that differently than how we expected it to be done. Can I put a hat on my hat?
Every little jackalope says, I didn't even realize stoplight.
Am I supposed to shoot them from outside the window, which wouldn't be inside?
Sybil's back in business?
I don't have, like, the organic listening device, so I can't have either one of the Lincolns say something that will, like, win Sybil back over.
Where are we headed, Sam?
Let's go to Stuttgart.
I think I have to make a pass to the castle to make sure that there's not something I could do that matters, but it's really not clear what it would be. I'm also, just for the record, super not clear on why it is that we feel like we need our souls to destroy the vampire. I don't feel like that's part of the rules.
I don't agree, sir. The advantages of a common currency like the euro outweigh any nationalist concerns.
Wow, that's an old one too.
Yes, sir. That's very funny. I hadn't heard that one before. That depends, sir, in terms of geographic area or population density.
Yeah. It's sort of the Brentrance to the more recent Brexit.
Yeah?
About 11:25, sir. We're open till 3 a.m. Good night, sir.
I suppose we haven't done like a lot over here in a minute.
When they put a stone slab... It says, Birgit Farber, 1910 to 1985. At last I'm free of that no-account Gerhardt. It says, Gerhardt Farber, 1902 to 1984. Reunited in death for love eternal. Some grave robber already looted the corpse.
It was me. I'm the grave robber. Alright, not getting the sense that anything out here is
Coffin
useful.
that's been opened.
Wait, you mean zombies?
Nani? Zombies?
There's a bottle of holy water in here.
Can I still make Max drink it? I mean, technically zombies aren't strictly vulnerable to it. Still seems weird.
Holy!
Well, that's fun. Kinda have to get rid of it again. Alright, I'm gonna do my cursory people who aren't demolition in chat. Is there, in your estimation, something
He may have
I'm
been our best
obviously
president, but he's a
overlooking?
total glassjaw against lone gunmen.
Is this one of those things where only I am
I'm
the
disappointed
idiot?
Flint fell for such an old trick.
We should have brought a candle.
Yeah, it is dark.
I meant to cover up the smell. Whose brains have you been eating anyway? What happened? I feel the original sin again.
The holy water wore off. Did you make a no-no while I wasn't looking?
No, honest, Sam. It just wore off.
I tried shooting Lincoln. I think I have, but I'm also pretty sure that doesn't do anything.
Pure energy. Letters. Letters.
I'm really pleased that there's a letters button. So the window isn't anything.
Better not.
To make the vampire dance again? No, it's strongly implied he's sleeping in his coffin because we made him sad. Like, if we look at his coffin...
Jurgen must be sleeping. It's magically sealed.
It's magically sealed, you see.
We'll find a way to make you come back.
We doubt it.
No, it's like a whole machine. It's made out of soul matter. Why would I need a ridiculously slowly moving soul separating device? What would that do for me?
You'd think a guy with his own dungeon would invest in...
What?
Never die batteries. They're undead. It's an alchemy machine. We've got to get our souls back.
I don't know. I'm enjoying being 21 grams lighter.
I guess it's just cast knock. I mean, if it is magically sealed, that should work, right?
I never suspected our souls were so obnoxious.
I've been telling you for years we shouldn't listen to them.
It's probably true.
Vampires, zombies, and now a monster created from spare body parts.
I was kinda hoping you'd turn into a werewolf.
Full moon's not for a few days, Max. There's still time. Ah!
Right back at you, Sam.
What happens if you stand in the machine again? You know what? Great question. It feels like it can't be anything useful, but we might as well try, because I got nothing else. Aha.
That's not nearly as scary when we're already dead.
I thought the answer was nothing, but if you press X, you can go into it. It just doesn't do anything. Huh. If I flip this
Bringing
again, does
life
that
to
do
this
something?
Decaying lump of flesh. We mock death.
We become
I
as
do
gods,
hate this.
rewriting the very laws of the universe.
This doesn't make any logical sense.
It lives. Our creation lives. Happy birthday.
It's almost a birthday.
Did someone say birthday?
Ole!
Well,
Sam always looks so concerned.
Suck the horror right out of it, huh?
But I need you to understand that the monster was already talking to us. It doesn't make any sense for us to flip the switch. Do you not get a magical mariachi on your birthday? No, I definitely do. Last week, like, everyone else was so confused about it, and I was like, no, that's like a thing that happens. Like, someone says, yeah, that it's their birthday, and then, like, Neko, it was just your birthday. Surely someone said that, happy birthday, and then a mariachi just, like, walked in, like, a doorway or something and was like, did someone say birthday? And then, like, played a little song, right? Like, that must have happened. But, like, so, like, we already flipped the switch, right? And then the monster moved, and then, like, we did some nonsense, but the monster was, like, talking to us. But, like, why is it necessary to flip the switch again? Like, whoever made this puzzle, like, doesn't understand how the trope works at all. Like, it's so anticlimactic to flip the same switch twice to reanimate the same Frankenstein monster twice. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. Like, either I shouldn't have been able to do it until I was ready with the body fully constructed or whatever, or, like, it should have made it clear that it needed more energy or something? I flipped the power switch that I already flipped again, and then, like, the monster woke up, even though he was already talking to me after I flipped it the first time. Like, I just genuinely don't understand what the idea there is. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Hiya, Gruesome.
You're not Master Jurgen. Who are you?
Zombie Ninja Monkey Pirates. That's how I know that this game was made in, like, the mid-2000s.
Zombie Ninja Monkey Pirates.
Here to avenge the death of our master.
That's the 4th time this month.
We're just kidding. We're your creators.
Master Jurgen is my creator.
Well, we pulled the switch.
Yes, and I wish you hadn't. The sleep of unlife was preferable to the bitter pang of loneliness.
That's a mood.
Hey, Monster, what's the Italian word for an appetizer?
Antipasto.
Hey, Monster, what do you call a ham and cheese sandwich that's been breaded and deep fried?
Monte Cristo.
Hey, Monster.
Wait, let me do one. What California coast city is home to Cal Poly University?
Coalinga?
Why so glum, chum?
Do you have any idea what it's like being a misshapen freak? The only one of your kind?
Yes.
Nope.
It sucks. No one to confide in. No one to love.
No one to smack you and tell you to get over yourself already?
What's so bad about being a monster?
Master Jurgen only built one. I am alone.
You've got us!
Please kill me.
This entire character is a mood. I just wish that creating him made more sense. Like, I feel like we either needed to separate the switch that, like, turns on the alchemy machine, or, like, we needed, like, clearer instruction on the fact that, like, flipping the same switch twice was going to, like, fix him. And, like, him talking to me makes that really deeply unclear. It says, I know the answer to the cow poly, but I don't get the joke. I feel like the joke was just, like, having him say interesting words in his voice. I'm not entirely clear. I don't know if there was more depth to that.
What's so bad about being a monster?
Master Jurgen only built one.
You've got us!
Please kill me.
It's fair.
What's your job around here?
Do you kill stuff, or are you mostly decorative?
Master Jurgen created me to prove his ultimate victory over life and death.
Never thinking that he'd have to feed you and walk you every day. Typical.
The monster's answer was wrong. I have no doubt of that. The way he answered made it clear to me that he was wrong. I don't know the answer. I don't know geography of any kind, even the state that I live in. If you're asking what the joke is of him saying it wrong, I think it's just like we were taking for granted that this creature that was just brought to life would know the weird things we were prompting him to say, and he didn't know that one. San Luis Obispo? Well, that, like, rhymes with the other two. I don't know if that brings enough depth to understand it.
You're in luck, buddy. We've got the perfect bride for you.
Master Jurgen promised the same thing long ago.
But ours is ready to go, right out of the box! No assembly required!
Sounds intriguing.
Let's go meet our friend Sybil.
It's a frightfully long drive, isn't it? Are you
We've
sure
driven to the
you
moon.
want to go now?
Yes, desperately
yes,
sure.
Let's go right now.
Quickly, before Sam gets distracted and... Oh, more switches!
Well,
no, it's the same switch. That's the problem.
My belongings.
Just throw them in the trunk already. We're wasting daylight.
Why is it that you think Sam is so
gentlemen.
upset about the
I know
birthday
it's difficult
song?
for you to travel, having to carry all your stuff with you.
I'm used to it.
Well, until I figure out how the Soulmater works, I'm going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. I'll ask each of you 3 lucky bachelors a series of questions. Based on your answers, I'll decide which one of you advances to the final round of being my boyfriend.
We streamlined The Bachelor into one short segment.
I knew it! They've come for the knickknacks!
What's
Harry,
wrong with you?
Please. I'll have to ask you to leave if you don't learn to show some tolerance.
They're going to break everything and eat my brain.
Nonsense! Sam and Max have just as much right to be here as anyone alive. Which question should I ask first?
Ocean says, I told you you'd hate it. The thing I honestly hate more than the fact that I hate it, like, a good amount, I don't hate it as much as, like, I don't know. Some of the stuff from last week was at least worse. There's certainly no, like, horror in Instundiga. But, like, what bothers me more is that, like, no one in chat seems to agree that it's, like, an insanely stupid set of input prompts for the output that they want from you. Why does the monster talk if it's not alive yet? That, like, gives me no indication as a player that I'm supposed to flip the switch. And then why is it the same switch that I used to serve a completely separate, like, purpose? No, don't. How dare you equate that puzzle to Miso-Fa? Miso-Fa is an excellent puzzle. This is dog water. This is like when your garbage bag gets a hole in it and leaks some mysterious goo that's like an amalgamation of whatever's been in it until you took it out. That's the substance this is.
Yes, that's much better. I'd operate at a much greater efficiency if you'd install Linux. I don't expect...
Listen, brothers. Can you not hear the song of the Earth Mother?
So now we get her to ask a bunch of questions.
I still can't decide. Which question should I ask?
Do I not prompt her for that?
I still can't...
Oh, wait, maybe I need to... Oh, the desk is now a hitbox for questions.
Good idea, Sam. I'll ask this one. Bachelor number 1. My last boyfriend was a real jerk. I'm looking for a man who's kind, upstanding, good to everyone, and never cruel. Prove to me you've got a heart of gold.
I love the spirit of all the Earth's creatures, from the tiny bean sprout to the mighty sequoia, the Tibetan...
Yeah, let's move on. And Bachelor number 2?
I hate your face and your answer.
A go-to performer for troubled characters with a heart of gold. Landlords, lawmen, gangsters, nuns, hookers, and pimps. I've played them all.
Big phony. Got it. Bachelor number 3, your answer? Prove to me you've got a heart of gold.
Oh, I've clearly won this one. I'm kind, compassionate, and wouldn't hurt a fly.
Weren't you the Don of the toy mafia that put a hit out on me?
That is factually accurate,
but
yes.
There were extenuating circumstances. I was hypnotized, and I felt bad afterwards.
I see.
How do I get him eliminated so I can steal that chocolate?
Oh.
No, don't do the...
I would quote from my award...
Oh, and what?
Most romantic thing to say. Well, I think...
Yeah, I've heard enough. Thanks. You think I should ask question 2? Okay, Bachelor number 1. I'm looking for a guy who's good with his hands. Unlike my last boyfriend.
Now, that sounds like a sick burn, but the disembodied statue head of Abraham Lincoln didn't have hands.
I use them to cheer on the best team in history! Go Packers!
Same question, Bachelor number 2.
I'm at
Same
something
answer.
of a disadvantage, having no hands as such, but I assure you I am quite dexterous. I've performed the lead roles in both Amadeus and Ray, to universal acclaim throughout the eastern seaboard.
No hands. Got it. Bachelor number 3.
Look, Ma, no hands.
Same question. How would you show me you're good with your hands?
Well, of course, I don't like to brag. But more than a few Lady Mole people have remarked that I am quite good at burrowing, if you catch my drift.
Appropriate.
Interesting.
That was a certified look of horror on her face.
Bachelor number 1. My last boyfriend always knew the right thing to say. What would you whisper in my ear in a romantic moment?
I would say, let me optimize your inner loop so that we can focus on debugging.
Bachelor number 2. Same question.
I would quote from my award-winning one-act play, The Cloaca Monologues.
Oh, sweet God, no.
Oh, no, that's quite all right.
Please don't
And
do that,
Bachelor
though.
number 3. What would you say to me in a romantic moment?
Most romantic thing to say. Keep your hands away from that, you filthy, disgusting creature!
Got him.
What? I expected better from you, Harry.
But I wasn't talking about you! The zombies!
Your anti-zombie talk isn't making things any better. I think you'd better go.
I'd feel bad, but, like, do you really want anything good to happen to this mole man, let alone him to end up the romantic partner for this human woman?
Thank you for filling in on such short notice, Agent Superball, was it?
My pleasure. You're
Dumb
looking
joke.
radiant.
Sybil is at both an advantage and disadvantage, being like the only human woman in this world that like these characters are her romantic options.
Sweet.
Don't leave without me. I get homesick.
You gotta do some alchemy.
If we
BRB.
go back to Stuttgart, we'll give you a ride.
But you have to wait in the trunk.
I already have the chocolate heart. I just got it. There's the whole point of me leaving. Chocolate heart. Put in the chocolate heart? I thought you were saying the achievement was the foam finger, which did nothing. So it says there's Stinky. Does Stinky count as a human woman? I think she's not. She looks like one, but I think she's some other creature. She may herself be a zombie the way she attracts flies. We need all the items. I don't understand this prompt.
I love you, Sam and Max. Oh, come here and give me a super big best friend's hug.
I don't think I want that.
Take it out!
Gun? Do I need to, like... I mean, at least I kind of want to...
Bachelor number 1. I'm looking for a man.
I want to see what he
with a
says with Heart of Chocolate.
Gold.
I love you the best. Come here and let me give you a monster hug.
Maybe later. And bachelor number 2?
I have a reputation for being the most magnanimous charitable performer in the entertainment industry.
So what's with that tabloid photo of you flipping off Tom Hanks at the Screen Actors Guild Awards?
He'd eaten the last piece of corn, which he knows is my favorite.
Bachelor number 3. Same question. Prove to me.
I didn't have a scandalous photo of
you've
me
got a
taken with
heart
Tom
of
Hanks.
gold.
I live
That question
according
doesn't
to the
apply.
writings of my teacher and prophet,
Who's that?
Jim Morrison.
I'm pretty sure this is... I can't condone drinking.
Your instructions are unclear as
That's
to
only
what
good for-
constitutes all the items. I feel like gun and bolt cutters don't apply.
All the heavy construction's already been done.
It is at times like these when a monster is driven to consider his place in history. Are we not all but...
Yeah, okay.
If I put the correct things on that sometimes live in my inventory, does that somehow count? Yeah, all of the items is not helpful. Yeah, the FBI guy replaced the mole man after he scared off the mole man.
How do you think you're doing?
It's difficult to say. I thought a hideous, misshapen creature such as myself would have no chance with a normal woman. But that was before I saw the competition.
That's fair. Nico says, does he say anything interesting if you film with cauliflower? No, he makes like a dumb noise. He just goes like, "Ugh."
Follow your heart.
Easy for you.
Well, I'm gonna
Follow
take
your
out this
heart.
guy's
Easy for
heart
you.
and solve the game if you can't give me actual information, because we're not making any progress here.
Oh no, I've overslept.
Let's head back to Stuttgart.
Please don't make me get back into the trunk. Are you sure?
Yeah, I miss the dungeon.
Interact all items with him here, including your items. But that doesn't seem to have done anything. I don't understand. Your instructions are unclear. Okay. Chocolate. Nope. Why do I even have this one? But it didn't
Seems like a
accomplish
waste of
anything,
good
so I don't understand what the purpose of that was. Can I, like, tell him to...
Want to play Dr. Max?
For the last time, Sam, no! Oh, with the monster. Oh, sure.
Get me my checkbook quick! I need to give to charity.
Oh, I see. It also has to count the last one. That's all you had to say. That was so unclear to me. You're just like, you have to do it. Do all the items. Keep doing the items. And I'm like, I did all the items. I don't understand what you want from me. It really feels like we could just save ourselves some trouble. Like, what are we going to do to open the coffin? And why do we need our souls to do it? Guide is just a word or so. Yeah, a lot of the guides for Sam & Max games are, like, completely spoiler-free and thus are, like, as telegraphed as possible, which can potentially be problematic if you're actually looking for a solution.
Are zombies allowed to drive cars?
I don't see why not. Yeah, let's head...
The dungeon music is interesting. It's no insert, like, soundboard button, like, rave music. I also wasn't sure if I needed to, like, click all of the... Like, surely you can get more dialogue by repeatedly using wrong items and having her ask questions, but, like, we could be here all
Hey,
night.
we didn't see you come in.
I move swift as the night.
Ah, good to know.
Knickknacks come and go, but Newton's balls are forever.
Amen.
I still can't decide. Which question should I ask? Okay, bachelor number 1. I'm looking for a man with a heart of gold. How would you prove you've got one?
What's that? I'm terribly sorry. I was distracted. See, I used your restroom earlier, and I'm worried I might not have remembered to leave the seat down. Could you repeat the question?
I think I've heard enough.
That's a weird energy to bring to answering that question, whether or not you like that answer.
All right. Bachelor number 1. I'm still looking for a man who's good with his hands. How good are you with yours? What are you doing?
It's the
Spelled her
only
name or
way
something?
I know how to express my feelings, ma'am.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
That'll buff right out. He says, pardon? I wasn't paying attention. Took a gnarly duke in your bathroom and can't stop thinking about it? No, he's distracted by the idea that he didn't put the toilet seat down, because that's the ultimate expression of love. In some confusing fashion I genuinely don't understand. I understand the source of it. I don't understand why it's such, like, a concern. In that, like, why can't people just do it?
Okay, bachelor number 1. My last boyfriend always knew the right thing to say. What sweet things would you say to me during a romantic moment?
Well, it is altogether fitting and proper that I answer your question. But in a larger sense, our love would be so pure, so harmonious, so rapturous, that my mere words could do little to add or detract. Miss Pandemic?
Marry me? Oh, I mean, yes, Bachelor 1. That's perfectly adequate. Well, I think the choice is clear. Bachelor
The chicken, right?
number 1. Would you like to go steady?
At last I feel complete. Preposterous.
Please, no cameras. I need a moment.
After years of searching, I finally found the perfect man.
No, that's Rocky
What?
Horror, not Frankenstein.
Oh, of course, you're right, Max. This has all been a lie. In my heart, I've always known who my true soulmate is. I just never wanted to admit it.
Bosco's
I'm
mom?
so stubborn and foolish. I only hope he'll take me back.
Thanks a lot, jerks. I suppose the weekend in Cabo San Lucas is out of the question as well.
Was that part of this? Don't know why that scene ended that way.
I guess Sybil won't be needing this anymore.
Can't help but feel like making an enemy out of the monster is probably not ideal.
Where are we headed, Sam?
Hey, Ice Bunny. Thank you for continuing the gift resub from Angel of Iron. Don't know if you've been with us the whole stream since you first chimed in, but either way, welcome, and I hope you're enjoying, again, really just whatever is happening. I think we're pretty close to the end now. Ironically, this is one of our longest sections, and I honestly don't think it's entirely because of the nonsensical monster bit. So, not really sure. I mean, like, some of it was trying to hit that achievement or whatever. You think Superball was just following us back and forth since he was at both the location we were just at and here when we returned to here?
Did you ever figure out how that thing works, Sam?
There must be a button or a switch.
The hell?
What gives? I guess there's no switch.
I wouldn't say that. Did everybody get tall and chubby all of a sudden?
Hey, give my stuff back. Ah, so there's where you keep your gun.
Whoops.
Ugh, Sam and Max, you keep returning when you know you cannot defeat me.
That's Max and Sam.
No matter, I will take your souls once again, but this time your bodies will be obliterated.
Pardon?
What?
Obliterated. You know, cut off your head, set them on fire, salt the earth.
Oh, nothing doing.
You're gonna regret you ever tangled with me and Max. I mean, Sam.
As your Americans say, nuh-uh.
Ah, push it.
Hiya, Gruesome.
I am alone.
Good talk. I mean, we could potentially put ourselves in Soul Switcher. I don't know if that does anything. I don't think this will work.
Ugh, please. Too slow.
Not entirely sure how to address that.
I bet those candy-ass vampire hunters just didn't know how to do it right. Wow, at least we're not zombies anymore.
I was hoping that being a decaying corpse would help you shed a few pounds, Sam.
That's not nice. You're going to make one of us self-conscious.
Which one?
I haven't figured out yet. Be careful with my body, Max.
Don't be such a baby. You're a lot more damage resistant than I ever imagined.
How can you tolerate being this short?
I overcompensate with my personality and charm. And lots of bench presses.
How's the weather up there? You should play basketball.
We'll see who's laughing once I put incriminating photos of your body on the internet.
Joke's on you. I put them there myself.
We've got Jorgen on the run now.
How do you figure?
It's literally
He's
standing in
stronger,
place.
faster, and already killed us once today.
My pep talks are a lot more convincing coming from my body. Hey, Sam, I mean Max.
Wait, were you talking to me?
I'm not sure. Go bite Jorgen or something.
I'm still trying to figure out how to walk with your weird legs.
What's the best way to kill a vampire, Sam? I mean Max.
Ruin every pleasure he gets out of life until he wants to kill himself.
Wow, that's kind of dark.
Oh wait, did you mean best like quickest or most satisfying?
Let's get back to vampire.
I never stopped.
Wait a minute, what if we run into Sam? Do we try to bump him? Somehow haven't managed to trick him into just walking into the machine.
So very slow. You embarrassed.
Am I forgetting something from this chapter that would make us quicker or him slower? I feel like the fact that we have the soul-splitting machine feels relevant.
I wish he'd just go back to bed.
Am I supposed to, like, somehow convince him to drink more holy water out of Max's body?
Hiya, Gruesome.
I am.
Hey, maybe if I flip the switch another time, something different will happen.
Hey, cut that out.
It kinda did.
Hey, cut that out.
Yeah, if I can...
I barely got a handle on Max's body, much less... Hiya, Gruesome.
I am.
So I can't switch his body parts, which feels like it's the only way I could, like, compel him to behave differently than just being bummed. Like, I could try going into the Soul Sucker again and see if I could switch our own bodies. It feels like that's probably not what I should do, but I could try it.
The Soul Mater pulled our souls right back.
And I still feel overdressed.
So... I'm meant to put the Soul Mater somewhere where it will move our souls that isn't our bodies?
Hey, monster, think fast.
Why did he put that in his inventory? So you ghost trick this? Probably, yes. Unfortunately, I don't think Sam has the same level of power as Missile, despite also being a good boy.
Well, this is a step up at least.
It's too crowded in here.
Oh, no.
It's like the... Yes, we're definitely faster and more capable. It's like the end of Day of the Tentacle.
Last time I went at him barehanded, he just about killed me. Minus the just about.
It's like just pick up another stake, I guess. Just pick up infinite stakes. Gotta love the frantic chase music for like the least amount of movement from a villain. Yeah.
Ow, that hurts. What? No!
Hope you got the point.
You suck, Jurgen!
Hey, my line was better.
But I cannot be defeated. I am the Prince of Darkness.
Did he just
Take
get
this,
abducted?
Mini. We'll need it for...
Ah, get a mouthful of ammo, Prince!
Oh, that's an unfortunate way for that to resolve.
Hey, Sammy, you're back. Just in time, too.
What's up, Flint?
You know I've been tailing that Bosco mug, right? Well, the trail's gone colder than a Dear John letter written on no-tell motel stationery.
Bosco's just loud and easily startled. We'll help you dig him up.
That's the rub, see? Bosco's vanished off the face of the earth.
Well, that suggests that you know where he is and he's just not here right now. Richard says, that was odd. So aliens. Yeah, I mean, the fact that we just saw, like, a soul get abducted, which is weird in its own right, but, like, they clearly got, like, beamed up by, like, a green light as opposed to some sort of, like, rapturous golden heaven light or something. I don't know, it feels weird, right? Great point, Ego. Bosco could just simply have driven to the moon. I don't know, I feel like this was kind of a medium chapter overall. I like some of the ideas better than the execution. Like, I definitely feel like that monster bit is needlessly circuitous. It's actually kind of similar to the trapping the hand in the goo cake thing, where it's like... there's like an unnecessary level of complication that makes it harder than it needs to be. If it just behaved in an intuitive fashion, like, the puzzle would be completely fine. But, like, for whatever reason, they, like, made the puzzle, and then they're like, no, there's some, like, dumb thing you have to do, like, in addition to the thing you actually have to do. Also, that last fight wasn't, like, our most inspired conclusion to an episode, but I think it was fine. You know, like, find way to put soul, like, the soul machine very prominently featured, just even important, then use the, find a circuitous way to transfer your soul into something that will stop him. It's a little unintuitive that it's like, you need speed, so why don't you put your soul in the big clanky Frankenstein monster body? That'll take him out. Like, considering how few options you have, it's like, fine. It's just like, it's kind of weird. Yeah, I mean, figured out what to do pretty quickly, largely based on the fact that there weren't too many options there, but, on some level, I think I'm still a little annoyed that you can, in fact, flip the switch a third time and have it do a third completely unrelated thing. But yeah, I mean, like, there's definitely some cool stuff in this chapter. Definitely some stuff that, like, just is frustrating for no particular reason. And, like, unlike last week, where it's sort of, like, you'd have to redo the whole thing. It's like, no, you just, like, make it, like, work better. I don't know why we, like, went out of our way to make it worse than it needed to be. I'm not sure if we get a satisfying explanation or resolution to that one arcade machine from C.O.P.S. Like, having, like, a different personality after the incident. I genuinely don't remember that. I honestly can't even remember if C.O.P.S. appear in Season 3. feel like they might, but they may not be, like, in every episode the way they are in 2. Like, I don't know. My vague recollection is that Season 3 gets kind of weird and, like, becomes less generally formulaic. Which, like, sounds like it's inherently a compliment, but it's, like, kind of like... My recollection is that stuff just gets weird and not always for the best. But yeah, I mean, certainly no Moai Better Blues, but also no Ice Station Santa. I'd say that rating the individual segments of Season 2 beyond time and space is a lot easier than doing it for all of the Sam and Max games at large. These credits feel like they're taking longer than they normally do. And I'm pretty sure the various Telltale pets are at the last credit. We do get this music over the credits, in case you hadn't gotten your fill during the not chase sequence.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, the President of the United States.
I played Star Trek Resurgence. I've played a few Star Trek games whose names I don't necessarily know. Remind me what Star Trek Resurgence is? Still better than 45. Can't argue that point. Roughly the same motivation. Being a shambling monstrosity of undead origin. Star Trek game made by ex-Telltale employees? I don't think I've even heard of that. There used to, like, back in the day, there were, like, graphic adventure games made for, Star Trek original series. I think there's one for Next Generation. I remember it being, like, a little janky, but also I did at one point try playing one on Steam, and, like, boy, howdy, does it not like running on a modern computer. Came out on PS4, PS5, and PC via Epic. When did that happen? I've not heard of that at all. I mean, if it's on PS5, I have to assume relatively recently. I do say it's kind of hard for me to be fully excited about this chapter, setting aside the puzzle stuff. His nipples were real bad. Those are some bad nipples. Sometime last year, and it's coming out on Steam soonish. That vaguely reminds me that I saw like a trailer for a game I'd never heard of like a day or two ago. And I can't remember the last time I've been this excited for a game. Like it came out of nowhere. I'm so intrigued by it. We're definitely gonna play it on stream sometime this year. I think it comes out soon or just came out. I'm not entirely sure. I told Katayan a little bit about it yesterday. Let's wrap up the stream because I'm tired of being in the hot room without the bad air conditioner on. What's the current temperature? 80 degrees. Could definitely be worse. Probably should be. So, in order to complete the stream successfully, we must locate the secret Squirtle. Somewhere on the couch behind me I have hidden some number of secret Squirtles. If you're able to locate one, it will be an omen of good luck for you in the coming days. Presumably they'll tell you some sort of secret that will benefit your life. Don't think too hard about it. Much like half the stuff in this chapter, Sam and Max, don't worry about it. So yeah, take a moment, consider where you think Squirtle might be hiding, and then we'll get around to revealing some Squirtles and see what happens. Alright, people being very proactive with guesses. Get them in now if you haven't already. Now go ahead, guess behind our Clawsome duo. I'm glad someone appreciates this. This took a little bit of doing. Squidbeard, Wally, ignoring Demolition's guess. Wally, Eve. To watch a trailer for Resurgence. I mean, if Telltale people made a Star Trek game, I don't feel like I need more of a sell on it, to be honest. What a cute shirt. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is obviously Baymax from Big Hero 6. He's petting the cat and saying "Hairy baby," like when he was malfunctioning. It's very good. I am glad that someone appreciates the crabs. They're doing good work. All right. All right. Let's start front to back. Let's go front to back. Furthest frontmost friend, Hushin, arguably. It's my interpretation based on the fact that I have three-dimensional access to the couch. Hushin was concealing. Our C-Flap Flap, our little manta ray friend, is very cute. His tiny gills. They're not quite showing up. Don't worry about it. Also pretty frontward. We got this brown bear. Just concealing something. Propping up our crab friends. I don't think we're structurally integral together. Regrettably. But if we move the brown bear, you will see that there was a Squirtle in addition to some other friends needed to make them stand up that way. Like I said, it took a little bit of doing, but like once I had one of them poking out like that, I'm like, no, they need to do it together. It's important. Had guesses for both Wally and Eve. Nothing is really structurally integral. This is all pretty precarious today. Sorry, Eve. So while I was hiding our Bigfoot Groot, he's a silly guy. And Eve was in fact also hiding a secret Squirtle. Then we had a guess for Squidbeard. And he, in fact, also has a Squirtle. That covers all the guesses that I saw. Brown bear is a good bear. And I know you sort of lamented not having your own brown bear cotillion. I tried looking up how to get another brown bear, and it turns out that brown bear is sufficiently non-descriptive that I have no earthly idea how to find it ever again. Which says, glad you pointed it out because you didn't even look at the couch. You mean the crabs, Crit Twitch? I love the Squishmallow crabs so much. Hold it up. Hold what up? The brown bear? No descriptors on the tag. I mean, it's like in Korean, I think, if I remember. Yeah, I guess it has like a manufacturer that might help. Pong Pong? But like I've managed to locate other like brown bear merchandise because he's like literally called Brown Bear, is my understanding. But like I didn't see just like the big round brown bear, which is really good. Yeah, let's look at it. I mean, listen, Squishmallows are all great. I need you to understand this and not to misunderstand. But the crabs are so good. They have so many feetsies, and like their arms are always like in big, exciting hug fashion. It's way bigger than you realized. Brown bear is pretty big. He's not the biggest, but he is of like the largest class of couch. Yeah, unfortunately that's not the same brown bear. That's the problem I found, is like I could find other brown bear, but like I couldn't find the brown bear. Like, I don't remember if I was specifically looking at Pong Pong before. Anyway, we're at time. So we'll be back tomorrow to start playing Quern, Undying Thoughts. A game I've been talking about for a while now, but we had some other things we were getting done. And now that we've completed other games, and also our unanticipated high score run in Dwarf Romantic, we'll move on, and we're going to play that game, and then... So here's the thing. They still have not released Sam & Max Season 3 Remaster, which I'm fairly certain at the start of this year they were saying would be like first quarter 2024. It's starting to feel to me as though it will maybe be released this year, even though it was supposed to be released last year. So it might be like by the end of the year that we finally get that, which will be a little frustrating and disappointing. But if we complete Beyond Time and Space Season 2 and don't immediately have the last game to go into, then we'll play this new game I saw the trailer for, because that will still be really exciting for me. We do also have, I also want to stream Princess Peach's Showtime at some point. We'll figure out when that fits into the schedule. But that's going to do it for tonight. We will continue Sam & Max next Friday at the same time. And tomorrow start Quern Undying Thoughts, and we'll see how that goes. Because I haven't played it before, and it has like mist overtones, and it looks really exciting. And it could be anything, even a boat. But for now, thanks everybody for watching. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being you, and I hope to see you again soon. Until I do, remember that you are Clawsome.